Do you need anything like I need you? I've got no place to be. picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, away. Why listen to what they say? Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face. Broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. So now we greet. Just like snow castles, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, oh, we drift to the edge. Oh, we drift to the edge.
Yeah,
Oh! Let's go! 9 o'clock! New start time! Let's go! And we're sticking to this too, so get used to it. It's gonna become like clockwork unless I'm like on vacation or something or a special occasion. But here we go. Paint away 6 hearts, hope I'm okay.
You're alright, goodbye.
If you dare,
Someone new,
is pulling everywhere.
I'm afraid to let them
Nothing is what I say. I feel nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. Let's go. Oh. All right. All right. Spirited. A spirited intro. Oh, shit. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of internet drama to explore. Some of it is like, it's very, very personal to me, actually. Believe it or not, that quartering stuff in particular, I still don't know exactly what went on with the quartering, but he is like one of these really shitty, like right-wing drama influencers that is sort of a offshoot of the gaming world. But back in 2021, like this guy like did the libs of TikTok move on me where, you know, something went down in the gaming industry that I will show you what happened, but he tried to cancel me with like his rabid following. And it was so bad that I was literally in my hometown of Wisconsin filming some footage after my mom died. And like carloads of kids were like, people were stream sniping me, driving by me and like screaming the N-word at me and shit. Like, it was crazy. It was like a coordinated, like gamer influencer / smear campaign, right? Dude, yeah, this shit was crazy, dude. Dude, it was wild. I still have the footage, too, of like carloads of people driving by, calling me the N-word on the streets of Wisconsin, dude. Yeah, it's like I guess, see, I don't really know much about him because I had never heard of him, but he was a gamer that went into like right-wing politics. But there was a time when he was like pretty big, like 5 years ago. And he was one of those people, though, that had the really shitty fan bases. Now, something went on with him. We're going to look into it. I don't even know what it is yet, but something went on where I think he's gotten himself into a peck of trouble. And I think that his, like, he deleted his Twitter and some shit is going down. He is kind of an Asmongold, but a little different, though. He's a little different. He's not as big as Asmongold, not by a long shot. But he's just one of those attack dog type influencers. And he absolutely has a micro dick. Like micro. He has like a Timu micro dick. Right? He is like the Timu micro dicks of Timu micro dicks. This guy is like nanopeen, dude. That's what we are. Wait, hold on. Yo, yeah. All right, I've been informed that the quartering officially has a nanopeen. Yes, that I had just said that. Thank you for confirming it. He is a confirmed nanopeen, and yeah, he's a real little prick. All right, thank you. Thanks for the update. Appreciate you. All right, that was the official peen hotline. They called in to let us know that it is in fact a nanopeen. Like, microscopic. Dude, oh shit. Dude. Oh, dude, you haven't heard nanopeen in 25 years? Let's go. Oh man, that's a good one. That is a good one. I had never heard it. I thought I had coined the phrase, but, of course I have not. But so we're going to look at the quartering. Now, another thing we're going to look at, guys, is the new MAGA Civil War drama that is playing out between Benny Johnson and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I am telling you right now, guys, this seems like whatever, internet, whatever, schmutz. But like, dude, I really think that the Benny Johnson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, this fight that is occurring that we're going to look at is the most significant, like, intriguing thing about the MAGA America First split. And here's why, okay? Because up to this point, everyone who is not a Democrat was basically getting the MAGA glow up, okay? As long as you weren't like a hated individual anti-Trump rhino, all of those media outlets, right? Media outlets like Benny Johnson, Nick Sortor, they all uniformly supported the MAGA or MAGA adjacent people. But guys, Benny and MTG are fighting, and they're specifically fighting about Benny's lack of journalistic integrity and him trying to be an official news source. And this is a preview of what's about to happen in 2028. Because up until this MAGA America First split, Benny Johnson has pretty much endorsed Tucker Carlson. But what is going to happen when you have the Tucker Carlson voices and you have the J.D. Vance voices, and Benny most certainly is going to have to defend the J.D. Vance element of the party because Benny is paid by the Zionist Trump branch, okay? So there's going to be a conundrum, guys, in the right-wing media machine because they're going to have to trash Tucker and everybody who like defects from MAGA. They're gonna have to. They're not gonna simultaneously be able to be like, yo, go Tucker and defend JD Vance if he like runs for president. So we still don't know if Tucker's gonna run, but a Tucker Carlson run for president could very well fracture that right-wing media like ecosphere because they're going to have to pick one during the primary. If he runs, those media people will have to choose somebody during the primary. So you're going to get like TYT on one side and Benny Johnson on the other. Dude. Oh, shit. So, yeah, we're going to look at that. Then we are going to look at J.D. Vance, who supposedly was going on the kick stream with Clavicular and Jake Paul. I don't know if that actually happened, but that is going to be interesting. We are going to look at that. We're going to look at what it would mean if J.D. Vance does go and hang out on that type of, young person stream. And then we're going to look at Trump and China. Yeah, I think he's going to run too. And if he does run, this is the opportunity, guys. This is the split we've been waiting for. Like, we really need to jump through this. And then we'll look at a little bit of Spencer Pratt, but I'm going to hang that for last. He did, however, Spencer Pratt did fucking block me today, which I thought was pretty wild. Dude, already? Like, bro, that took like 0 time, dude. Look at that shit, dude. He already blocked me. Dude. Weak, boss. All right. Weak, but let me just tell you, he's not taking too kind to people that challenge their misinformation. Because guys, his entire campaign is like huge lies, like massive fucking lies. Okay, massive, unbelievably like, just crazy astroturfing lies. And so he's not dealing very well with that. Now, there's a couple things I do want to like touch on before we get into the main stories. And one of them is this 𝗙𝗏𝗏 post. Okay, this is the dude from Breaking Points. And I want to talk about this because I've talked about this a little bit. But look at what it says. It says, you know, it's an article from the Upshot that says why U.S. test scores are in a generation-long decline. And it says the drops go beyond the pandemic and they cut across income, geographic, and racial divides, new data shows. Okay? And so I want to talk about this because as you'll see, 𝗙𝗏𝗏 is grabbing the usual sort of right-wing kind of like mentality where he says, it's the screens, ban them, all of them, no smartphones, no Chromebooks whatsoever, paper homework only. And like, guys, I'm telling you right now, this is a stupid idea, okay? This is a stupid idea because here's the deal, okay? The deal is kids' brains are being formed by screens. The same way that my brain was formed by cable TV, okay, and video games, and arcades. The kids these days, their brains are forming with screens, guys, okay? The brains are forming with screens. It's not that the screens are a problem. It's that the screens are changing the way their brains work. Their brains are like 50 times faster. Okay, now the problem is getting screens out of the school and then moving them to paper homework is not going to stop the fact that their brains are being made by screens outside of school. So school, if they do that, they're going to have kids with screen hangovers and they're going to be grappling to get them to obey this antiquated education way. And the fact of the matter is these kids' brains are like 50 times faster. They process multiple like streams of information. They are being formed on sound bites and speed video and social media and scrolling. So the kids' brains are like, they're training on treadmills that are like 50 times faster than the treadmills we were on. What needs to happen, guys, is they need to change the way they teach kids, okay? They have to start teaching kids in ways that are in line with how their brains are now consuming material, okay? And I know that they're going to try to resist. They're going to try to like, let's, we're going to get rid of all this shit. And it's going to fail, okay? It's going to fail. Like, it's like once the computer showed up or once the cell phone showed up, you weren't going to get us to go back to rotary phones, guys. All right? They're going to resist this and they're going to think, no, we got to roll back to the way it was. And then it's going to fail because the thing is the brains are developing different. So we need to modernize the way we teach kids. Okay? We really do. And this was part of the reason why, guys, for me, I got involved in my kid's education, like just sort of teaching him and like teaching him how to like look shit up and how to go on, fucking rabbit holes and all that. Like I didn't just leave my kid's education up to the school. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, the problem is the brains are changing, okay? And that's what nobody realizes. They're already changing, they already are like, if you're under 25 and you grew up with cell phone, social media, TikTok, Instagram Reels, your brain is already different, right? And whether it's good or bad, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we need to modernize, okay? I think this shit needs to be incorporated, okay? I think they should be like learning from YouTube videos and shit like that, okay? They should be incorporating YouTube videos. They should be incorporating screens to learn their multiplication tables. I think the screens should be incorporated like into the learning process. and make the learning process be something that is in line with the way they're consuming content outside of the classroom. Because when you try to fight technology, you lose, man. You can't, when a brain is already in the fast lane. If you go back to paper, you're not going to be able to like take these kids' brains and rewind them to paper brains. You know what I'm saying? And you say technology has fucked up our kids. See, I don't think it's fucked them up. I think they're just different, guys. I think smart looks different now. Okay? Smart looks different now. You need like some paper education, but you also need digital education. You know what I'm saying? You need digital education. You absolutely do, dude. Yeah, you definitely don't want screen time when they're little, right? You don't want screen time when they're little. You know what I'm saying? Dude, they are not fucked up. Dude, I have a kid. He's not fucked up. His brain actually operates incredibly fast. Okay? He's 21 now. And we kept screens away from him in the early years, and we started introducing them slowly when he got into like, you know, I don't know. He started like having some access to like Lego Harry Potter games and shit like that in kindergarten and first grade. And then he fucking had, you know, he didn't get a phone until 5th grade. And then it was a flip phone though. He didn't get a smartphone until I think he was in like 6th or 7th grade. Right. And again, I know my kid is not the fucking is not the example. But the thing about this, guys, is if you think you're going to get rid of technology, like you're not. OK, so thinking that you're going to somehow like get the kids off screens and you're going to make the screens go away, that's just not happening. So whether they're fucked up or not fucked up, or whether the new reality is better or worse, it is in fact reality. And the sooner you accept what the reality is and go with the reality and kind of see where it takes you, the better you're going to be. Otherwise, you're just going to be frustrated and you're going to be like, you know, like every generation thinks the new generation is fucked up. Okay, that's it. Like my generation thought our exposure to TV and video games fucked up our brains. And they insisted that we were lazy and that we had no attention span and we didn't know about hard work and that we, you know, we weren't as fucking hardy and as like, you know, responsible as they were. And we did too many drugs. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like every generation, there is like new technology that, you know, I mean, they used to do the brain on drugs things. They used to tell us that video games were going to rot our brains. And I mean, dude, I know, obviously, I still agree that screens should not be in kids' hands in those first formative, like 5-6 years. Absolutely. But the point is, though, guys, is like this technology is not going away. You know what I mean? And if you think all this technology is going to go away, it's not. And dude, if you talk to teachers, they will tell you even when they take away phones, it's like it fucking the kids just have a hangover all day. Okay, they're teaching kids that are then in like a tech daze. You know what I'm saying? They're you know, they're in a tech daze, and you know. So I mean, you know, go ahead and think that, you know, they're going to just thwart this, but you'll see that like eventually they're going to have to relent and they're going to have to figure out a way to like catch up to the speed of the kids' brains. Right? You know, but you know what I'm saying? They're banning phones in some countries and seeing improved results. But I mean, what do they call improved results? Like improved results are them like, you know, doing well on testing the way they've tested, you know, pre-AI. I mean, that's just it. when they say like, ooh, test scores are in a generational long decline. Dude, test scores were never a good indicator of intelligence anyway. They use test scores all the time when I was fucking younger, but like test scores, you don't even have to be smart to get good grades on tests. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think test scores were ever really reliable. You know, I mean, my God, look at my generation of people that did tests, you know, were good at test scores and they all went to college and they're all voting for fucking Donald Trump and shit. You know, I mean, I just, you know, I disagree. I disagree. I think an evolution in education needs to happen. You know, but we'll see. Let's see how it goes in 20 years. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Let's see how it goes in fucking in 20 years. You know what I mean? Let's see in 20 years if they like advance education or if we go back to like the 70s and like taking paper tests and shit and teaching kids cursive writing. They're just skills though. It's like you need kids that have media literacy, guys. Otherwise, if you're not teaching media literacy and there's no media literacy going on in schools, kids are going to be like without parents, without teachers, without any context, on screens outside of school time, like being super manipulated and having no media literacy. Like, man, I just think it's a foolish move. And I don't think it's going to work. I think they're trying to use old benchmarks. Okay. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to use old benchmarks. Now, again, I am operating though under the principle of like not having screens for kids in that first 5-6 year like range. Okay. Where kids don't have any screens and then minimal time with them as they like grow up. I'm not for like give a kid an iPad at age 2 and off he goes. You know what I'm saying? You know, that is not what I'm saying. But see, here's the problem though, guys. The problem is really the parents, okay? And I'm going to say that out loud. The problem is the parents because most parents have chosen to give their kids a phone or an iPad to keep them occupied because it makes their parenting job easier. Okay. That is a huge part of the problem. Okay. Is parents don't want to parent without screens at home. And I think if parents parented without screens at home, and then there was a fucking modern technology that was teaching media literacy and shit slowly in the schools that accelerated them into like, you know, how to respond to advertising and how to manage that type of stuff, it would be much better. But I think a lot of parenting is happening with parents just giving the kids something to keep them busy because it really does that. Like when kids are young, and you give a kid an iPad at age 5 and they don't make a fucking sound. You know what I'm saying? And that's really like, that's a big part of the problem. Okay. Is, you know, there's a lot of irresponsible parenting out there because a lot of parents, I think, don't heal their own emotional condition enough to be able to like survive the onslaught that is like connecting with a 4-year-old kid. I mean, a kid that asks, you know, 1,000 questions a day and you need to answer every one of them because they're literally just doing what like young, you know, forming brains do. And, you know, that like what I discovered is it was real hard to be a parent without just putting them on a video game. You know, it took a lot of effort. Like I didn't even have a career until my kid was in high school, because I literally just focused on connection, okay? And I bartended like 3 days a week when he was at his mom's house. So I was like a stay-at-home dad, right? You know what I'm saying? But again, and we'll see. I know that by the traditional benchmarks, you know, if you want kids to do paper assignments and you want them to read books and shit like that, like you can go ahead and like do that shit, but their brains are still going to be influenced by this shit outside of the classroom. And I think eventually we're going to realize that we do have to teach brains that are being formed in the AI world differently than we taught brains that were formed in the pre-AI world. And it's probably going to take a couple generations of kids to figure that out. And I mean, guys, frankly, there's like, there's things. If you look at like the 70s, a lot of people got strung out on drugs in the 70s and 80s because they didn't learn the lessons of that, like drug use. It became cool, became popular, right? By the time you got to the early 2000s, a lot of young people had stopped doing drugs because they learned the lessons of the past. And, yeah. See, I'm not talking about technology being integrated into, I'm talking about like a new method of learning where you are teaching kids at an accelerated way that is where they're learning the same way that they're using social media, right? It's like, it's about how, it's like when you think about the kernel of instruction, it doesn't even need to be done on screens. It's just a different learning style, right? Like for example, okay, traditional learning was about reading books, okay? You read a chapter of a book and then you write an essay about the chapter and then you discuss your essay, right? And so it was reading comprehension, but it was read a long chapter, write an essay. Now that worked in the old world, but in this world, what you might have to do is to teach reading comprehension, you might read 10 short parts, okay, and write 10 short missives, right? Maybe instead of reading a whole chapter, you're breaking down the assignments into fast moving, like something that a fast brain can go from task to task to task to task and still learn, okay? You can learn in an ADD way. Some ADD kids like me had trouble learning in the old school way because my brain was so fast that it was really hard for me to slow down. Like I was one of those people that when I got to computers and shit, my brain felt more normal in the computer world than it did in the pre-computer. And a lot of people that are super ADD are like that. Like I found as technology sped up, I felt more like at home. And in the, in a lot of times in my classroom, I was so far ahead of the other students that eventually halfway through junior high, I rode my bike to the high school, was taking high school classes, and I was still fucking bored, right? And my brain was like, boom, 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 right? And now I think what's going to happen eventually is every kid is going to be like super ADD. That's just going to become the default brain. And so my point is you don't need to teach them with iPads, but you do need to teach like if you have ADD brains, you need to teach in an ADD digestible sort of way, right? If you try to slow the ADD to the teaching style, it's just not going to work like you think it is, And even if you get kids that like do that and they survive your whatever thing and they get your test scores, they're not going to be maximizing the potential of their brains. Because I'm just looking at like the what else it should use though, guys, is the other thing I think would be an introduction of mindfulness, okay, in the learning practice. So you can have that learning where your brain is ADD, but then you also should have like meditation and maybe some type of yoga or some type of mindfulness training that allows you to get a balance with the AI sort of learning. And see, we don't do any of that. Like our schools in America have 0% mindfulness unless you go to like a Waldorf or unless you, which are insanely expensive, by the way, or if you go to some type of magnet schools, there are very few schools in this entire country that bring any mindfulness training to kids. So you have kids with ADD brains that like are like having no mindfulness training when you could have things like meditation. You could be teaching them to like sew socks and repair their belt loops when they break and shit like that, like they do in Waldorf, right? I mean, again, it's like finding a balance with that ADD brain. But my point is this, guys, and I'm going to say this and move on because I don't want to argue, but the reality is young people's brains are about to become ADD, AI influenced organisms. Like we are like on the beginning of an evolutionary change in human beings. Like evolution, we're evolving. Like the giraffes' necks got long so they could eat the trees. Our necks are about to get long so we can eat the AI trees. And my point being is that brain change is happening whether we like it or not, okay? And you know, and it has been happening. I think the problem is I'm saying though, Midnight, I'm saying what they are doing is not going to work, okay? Like what they're doing, you can't stop evolution, okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like this thing of like when the giraffe's neck started to get long, I suppose somebody could have gone around in Africa and cut all the trees down for thousands of years so their necks didn't grow long. But like, you know, I just don't think that's realistic, you know, and maybe it's going to work as a stopgap until they can figure out a better way to educate. But I hope they're studying these new ADD brains, and I hope there's education researchers, I imagine they are, that are already looking for the ways. I mean, we're just notoriously unwilling as humans to let go of the old way of doing it. This is why we're still using oil and coal when we have like nuclear and solar and wind, right? Because we just don't want to let go of the old way because the old way has worked so long and this, that, and the other. But I'm just saying, I don't think there's going to be a long-term, I think that this is not going to produce the results they want. It is Biden's fault. Dude, let's go. You know, I think mindfulness and some accelerated like learning techniques intended for, you know, fast processing brains that like, you know, like instead of like, because another thing about this though, too, guys, you ready? Is let me just tell you, right, is the other thing that's hard about this, guys, is when you have like, if you have brains that start evolving in an AI world and they start changing, and then you tell all those kids that they're fucked up, their brains are broken, right? That's not helping you. Like, you know, like not seeing the good of what they're getting from it and just making it seem like, oh, you're like dooming for them, right? And a bunch of parents dooming their kids is not going to, you know, help their kids perform better out in an AI world. You know, I think, you know, there needs to be responsible parenting at home, and there needs to be responsible advancements in you know, learning methods that meet the way brains are forming. Because eventually what's going to happen, guys, is eventually people are going to be born with the ADD brain. Like eventually they're going to be born with a brain that's already been on TikTok. Like that's going to happen, whether it's good or bad. Eventually what will happen is that will be the default, will be that TikTok ADD brain. You know, the same way that people who are born with brains now, your brains are different than people who were born in the 1700s, you know? But all right, good luck though. We'll be watching Europe. We'll be watching Europe. That's just my take on it. I think, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we'll see. I know everybody is going to like blame the screens, right? I think we have antiquated ways, right? Yeah, no, I know planetary. I know this is a hot button topic though, because like a lot of people are upset at like how fast the technology is changing, and they're upset at how fast the world is changing. And I totally get that. Like, it's hard to see the world on a precipice and be like, wow, we truly are never going to go, we're never going to go back. You know what I'm saying? We are never going to go back, man. You know? You have to disagree. Our brains are different in a measurable way. I mean, you don't really have a CAT scan from the 1700 there, Jibs, to support your thing. So I guess I'm not going to be able to prove you wrong, but I can tell you right now, my kid's brain is different than my brain, and my brain was different than my dad's brain. Like, oh my God, my dad could not comprehend the world that I fucking grew up in. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't. His brain just didn't function like mine did. Right? He didn't. His brain, it's like his brain required way more order than mine did. And that's what I think it is, guys. I think order it like starts disappearing. Okay? You know what I mean? Order is the thing that goes. And I think that's what is fucking, that's what's fucked up is people don't, like, chaos, doesn't have to mean disorder, right? And everybody's different too. Yeah, thank you. Like, but yeah, all right. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, we'll see what happens. Right? I don't know how many people. I'm probably gonna get some fucking disagreement here, right? But I will say that there's no doubt that, like looking at, and obviously my son is not everybody, but there was absolutely like a type of emotional trauma that they grew up with from having too much exposure to world events at too young of an age. So there was like an information overload trauma that definitely hit people of my son's generation, that I saw him and all of his friends have like a sadness, a depression that came from access to world events. Now, I related a little bit to it because I had a similar version of it because I was a precocious kid that followed current events. So I was very much connected to the adult world. So I had a little bit of that depression, but I feel like my kid and all of his friends and everybody around him had this social media depression that they got from a very early age of being bombarded with advertising and politics and drama, adult drama and chaos all day long, right? So that was absolutely something that they had to contend with, which is where like mindfulness and shit comes into play extra, right? And then the other thing is they communicate differently, right? They communicate differently too, which is like as they've grown, even though my kid was a face-to-face, right? Like we had him in all kinds of, theater classes and, trackers, and like he was in sports and this, that, and the other when he was a young kid. Still, by the time he was in end of middle school, like most of the kids, even the social ones, had become online kids. Like, and then the pandemic kind of like made that sort of permanent, right? And so it was interesting, like talking to him about how when he did go to college, he was like, Dad, you don't understand. When the class is over, all 200 kids are on their phone when they walk out. They walk out of class. Every single kid in that class is on their phone when they walk out. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's wild. See, that's different. right? That like more of their world is in their social media than it is in the outside world, you know? And like that is though, you know, that doesn't necessarily have to be the end of everything though. That's just it. I think when there's major changes, people doom and they think, oh, here we go. The brains are different. The screens are different. The tech is different. We're doomed. But like, I don't think we are doomed. You know, I think that it's just different. It's going to be very different. And, you know, 40 years from now, it's going to be very different. And like, you know, but different isn't always bad, you know? You know what I mean? It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. I would just say don't doom. Dude, yeah, I think limiting that screen stuff is important. But guys, this is the same shit though that we used to do, okay? When I was a kid, and hear me out on this, and then I'm moving on, but when I was a kid, the prevailing parenting thing of like Gen X was like, try to limit your kids from too much of the destructive, bad, problematic shit, okay? You want your kids to be innocent. Let the kids be kids, they said. Like, don't, like, expose them to the outside world too much. But you know what happened? You had a bunch of kids who went out and turned 18, and they didn't know how to live on their own. And they went out and they became drug addicts, and they fucking went to college and they failed out because we were kind of sheltered, latchkey kids, and we were sort of like, ooh, we don't want to expose you to the real world too much. And then kids went out in the adult world not knowing how to be an adult. And like, you don't want your kids to have no screens and then move away at 18 and all of a sudden have nothing but all that technology with no idea how to use it, how to process it, how to manage disinformation, how to handle being canceled online, and all that shit. Like, eventually, we're just going to live in a world where everyone is like content creators. That's the world that's coming, is every human being is going to be a content creator. That's literally, like, I can see it. That's the world that's coming. Whether you want it to come or not, or we think it's good or not, it's like, everybody's gonna be a content creator soon. And I mean, there might be a time where there's not even enough physical jobs in the outside world anymore. And like, content creator might be the only job that people have, right? Like, the kids that are good with content are gonna be the ones that survive when all the jobs disappear, because they're gonna be entertaining everybody through the second, you know, technological revolution, right? I'm serious. Like, no joke. All right. Let's go. Oh, shit. Oh, let's go. Dude, I did play outside for sure. I did play outside some, but that's not what I was talking about though, with like playing outside. Being sheltered has nothing to do with like playing outside. Being sheltered has this idea of like, don't let the kids learn about adult shit, because the kids need to be kids and they need to maintain their innocence. But then you have a bunch of kids that go out in the adult world that don't know how to like operate. They've never seen any adult shit. They're unprepared. I think kids need to know some adult shit, and they need to learn about how to be an adult, like how to, you know what I'm saying? They do need some exposure to politics and the world and, you know, relational trauma and shit like that with context. And they need to know about like predators and, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? They need to know that pornography exists. You need to have discussions with your kids about pornography at a very young age, because you know your kid's going to see it from some motherfucking rich kid with an iPhone in like 4th grade. And like, you know, you need to have that, like, that contextual awareness of like, all right, here's the shit that's out there in the world. You know, a lot of parents didn't do that. And you know, they were just stay away from drugs, but they never had discussions with us about drugs, about like what cocaine was and what PCP was and psilocybin, right? We never had the discussions about drugs and therapy and like, you know, if you're, you know, get addicted to alcohol, going to AA, or if you're codependent, how there's Codependents Anonymous. You know, I mean, we didn't have any of those. Like our parents were like, no, just be kids, go out and play, throw the football around, ride your bike, you know? And then all of a sudden you go to college and you discover you're codependent and you've never even heard the word codependent. You're just having bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship, getting taken advantage of. You're giving everything away to other people and you had no idea that you're codependent. And you could go to a CODA meeting or go to Al-Anon if your parents were alcoholics and you could like make your life better. And because we had no discussion of like what actually exists in the real world. Right? It is. I think it is generational, you know? You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think kids need to be sheltered and I don't think kids need to be thrown to the wolves, you know? I mean, my dad was a throw to the wolf guy too, right? He sort of like threw me into situations, which made me an ambitious go-getter, but it also made it really hard for me to have relationships. So that's the other thing is like, you know, it's possible, guys. You ready for this? Last thing, then I really got to go on. But it's possible that the ADD brain is going to make kids not want to do capitalism and go out and get a job and be a worker like they always did it. And maybe capitalism is going to fall as we know it. And maybe as robots come in, those two things are going to happen at the same time. And maybe kids are going to be content creators in the future. Or maybe, we don't know. We don't know what the future is going to look like. But I think, though, you know, there's going to be some major shifting in the evolution. I mean, I've already seen it. There's, you know, my kid's brain is different than my brain was. His brain is different. It's like got way more capacity. I mean, it has some things he struggles with, but his brain has way more capacity than mine ever did. Like, just unbelievable, right? All right, you ready? Moving on, though. All right, I didn't realize that was going to be such a hot button discussion, but, you know, I guess these things are. Oh, shit. Dude, the data center saboteurs. I mean, guys, I don't want the whole world to be filled with data centers, though. You know what I mean? I don't. Like, that shit is bad. There's a bunch of them here in Oregon, and... dude. I myself, though, I admit... Like me being a super ADD brain, I like all this shit. I like the scrolling. I like being able to be kind of a loner and still having access to a whole wide world of connection, but not having to do it all face to face. I really do. I like love it. It's like, the world is so much better with me being able to have a huge wide net without having to be in the same room with people. Because I like being in the same room with people too, but it's really taxing. And I'm not the only person. There's a lot of people out in the world that are like that had really fast moving brains that don't like to be around a lot of people, but you still want to have an active social life. And so this new kind of world has allowed you to have an active social life with while being around limited numbers of humans. And I've thought like, wow, dude, this is the best thing ever. Dude, is the best thing ever, bro. You know, I'm like, oh, more. Give me more. Oh, dude, give me more. Dude, I have a general disdain for people. Let me just say. Dude, iconic. Let's go. Oh, let's go. I really do think people are going to be, everyone's going to be a content creator. I think that's our future. All right, I'm going to start the dance party goal, even though, like, you know, I hope you guys aren't all mad at me because I'm all about the revolution. Dance party pine box. All right, we're going to look at I always do 3 X's because I'm like that. Dude, we're going to start with MTG and Benny Johnson. Dude, let's go. It helps your social life. Let's go. Dude, I'm trying to have a more active social life in with people. It's hard. When you're a content creator, you have no fucking social life, guys. Like my whole life is in front of screens, dude. It's me, 3 screens, a phone. I occasionally see my girlfriend in passing. We walk by each other and chat during the day. Dude, let's go. She has a way more like person-to-person social existence, right? I have not seen Obama in Texas. Thank you, Steph. Kicking it off. You think you would have liked that growing up? Yeah, I mean, that's just it. If you're not really good socially, it can be great to be online. Oh. Let's go. If everyone becomes a content creator, who will watch content? I mean, I don't know. I think everybody will be like, that will just be what you do. You consume and watch content. It'll be like the, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're already kind of there, and there will still be some people working. The problem is like 10 million jobs are going to disappear, guys. That's the reality. Like, as robots come in, there's not going to be any jobs. So this economy of us like driving to work every day, that is not going to exist. Okay? There is going to come a time very soon where there simply aren't jobs, and the only way you're going to make money is going to be through content, right? That's going to be how you make money. And the people who don't make money doing content, like, I don't know what they're going to do, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll, you know, retreat a little bit, and there will be like traveling theater troupes that will do like live IRL stuff. Because as everything goes digital, the analog will become cool again, like record players did. That's what happened with vinyl. Everything went digital and vinyl came back, right? Vinyl's back now. Sex workers? Dude, I'm totally fine with that. I'll be a sex worker. Let's go. Yo. Hello, OnlyFans. Sign me up. Can I be a sex worker, please? I've always wanted to be a sex worker, right? Yeah, no, I'm down. What do I do? All right, hook it up. All right, get back to me. Thanks. Bye-bye. Dude, let's go. I'm hired. No, dude, I did. I tried to get in adult films when I was young. I did. I tried to get into adult films. LFG Pine Box. When I was just a brief story, I answered an ad. There used to be a paper in LA called the LA Express, okay? And I answered an ad to do adult films, and there was a guy who lived in like an Airstream in Venice. I went and talked to him about the thing. I took some Polaroids naked with ready to go, some photos as like a tryout, but like he wanted to do what my friend Don did. I had a friend, Don, who did gay films. Even though he was a straight guy, he did gay films. And a lot of the straight pornos, straight adult workers start in gay films, and then they move into the boy-girl stuff. A lot of guys start in the gay film world, and then they move into the straight films. And I wasn't up for doing that. This guy wanted me to do solo videos, and I was like, nah. You know, if I get into this business, I want to hang out with some girls, right? Dude, let's go. The dance party is showing 1, right? Should I restart it? Is it glitched? Hold on. Let me, it's showing 1, but let me restart it. Maybe it glitched, all right? Dude, I hate the fucking dance party goal. All right. Oh, now it's showing 2, dude. Oh, fuck, bro. All right, well, now we have 2 bonus ones. We should have left it alone. As soon as I reset the screen, it fucking showed them. All right, I'm getting a couple freebies. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Sorry, I'm getting some freebies. Dude, yeah. That's all right. All right, you ready? Oh, shit. All right, here we go. Dude, so let's look at Benny and MTG, okay? Like I said, I think this is really intriguing. Okay, I think this is intriguing because this is foreshadowing what's going to happen in 2028 when you have somebody like Tucker Carlson running against somebody like J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio. You're going to have like the Zionist Trumpy establishment against the America Firsters, and then content creators like Benny who are, see, this is the thing. Benny is not a right-wing content creator. Dude, Jason's, let's go. Oh, there it is. Now it's working. Benny is not a right-wing content creator. Benny is a paid MAGA Trump stooge. Okay? This is the thing, right? This is the thing that they are now up against with the MAGA America First split, is these guys are not right-wing content creators just supporting their favorite people. They are paid by the MAGA lobby, okay? They are paid by Trump's allies, the Heritage Foundation allies. And once Tucker splits off, they're going to have to contend with the fact that they are still going to have to do what their paid people are telling them to do. Love you all, Jasons. Let's go. So, yeah, you ready? Oh, let's go. I love you guys, by the way. I know we disagree on some of that education stuff, but I have like big love for you, okay? And we'll see what happens, right? Shit's happening. But so look at what happened here, okay? So Benny Johnson made a video about Thomas Massie, okay? The crux of, hold on, let me fix my fucking window here, all right? The crux of what is going on, guys, is because of Thomas Massie, okay? Thomas Massie has made a break from Trump, and he instigated the Epstein files. Now, a lot of this MAGA shit is about the Epstein files, okay? Trump and those guys know that if the Dems take power again, in all likelihood, a lot of shit's going to come out that is going to ruin a lot of MAGA careers. Everybody in the Trump orbit is in the Epstein files. These guys, this is dirty shit. It goes through banking. It goes through tech bros. I mean, they're all tied in. Thiel, Musk, Trump, Lutnick, Jamie Dimon, the banks, Bank of America, fucking, you know, probably Goldman Sachs and all of those financial institutions. Most certainly Deutsche Bank. You know what I mean? I mean, this is like, everybody's been laundering this shit. Like, it's going to topple a lot of shit. So they are after Thomas Massie. They're gunning for him, and they're ginning up this story about Thomas Massie and a mistress. All right, we'll watch a little bit of this. I'm not going to watch 9 minutes of Benny because I would have to hospitalize myself afterwards. I'm serious, dude. But we'll watch a little bit of this video, all right?
Filthiest pigs that squeal the loudest, and Thomas Massie is a pig.
Ah, of course, if it's not the queen of the political grift herself, Benny Johnson. You better bring some heat if you're going to come in that hot, brother. Take it away.
Who's been squealing, calling President Trump's administration the Epstein administration, constantly banging on about the Congressional Slush Fund. You know who also did this? 𝗙𝗍𝗃𝗏𝗏.
Ah, yes, of course, 𝗙𝗍𝗃𝗏𝗏, who had a laundry list of claims as well as verifiable video evidence and dropped out of the race in disgrace. And you're going to compare that to one woman making an unsubstantiated accusation against Thomas Massie. You're going to put them into the same category. All right.
Oh, victims, victims, victims. Oh, these poor women. Meanwhile, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 straight up drugging and choking women up in his hotel rooms. Has like a staffer list as long as my arm.
So, dude, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏 was a creep. It came out, and the guy got jettisoned instantaneously. Dude, Beard, Tommy, happy to watch show live. Let's go. Dude, let the kids take over now. Steph Sells, let's go. All right. Dude, wait a second. What's YouTube doing, dude? Now that shit is supposed to be 4. Hold on. I think I have to reset it, and I think it should be... Dude, the shit is broken, bro. What the fuck, dude? Oh, dude. Dude, YouTube. Get it together, boss. Oh. Dude, what the fuck, dude? Oh, there it is. All right. No, now they're adding on. All right. It's just taking a minute for them to add on. I don't know why. It's like whatever it's taken, but that one added on. There should be one more that's going to add on. So I'll just refresh it every so often. I don't know why there's a delay, right? But whatevs. We soldier on, guys. All right. I'll keep checking it. All right. So anyway, the stark difference here. Swalwell was a creep, got caught, got jettisoned. Everybody came forward. There's like one woman who is coming forward about Thomas Massie right before the primary, guys. Yeah, get it together, YouTube. Let's go. So right before the primary, there's one woman now coming up and fucking, going to town saying, ooh, Thomas Massie had an affair with me right before the Kentucky primary. That's interesting, isn't it?
Of staffers that say that he committed sexual assault against them. It's like 50 different charges against him. Had to drop out of politics, drop out of the governor's race.
Right, and the one unsubstantiated claim of Thomas Massie that's been out for not even 24 hours accuses him of none of those things. None of those things. Not even anything even remotely close to any of those things. Go on.
All right, so let's look at the Thomas Massie claim. All right. So the Thomas Massie claim is not that Thomas Massie was a creep, okay? That Thomas Massie is not fucking, right? It's none of that. There's no long history of his behavior, okay? So what it is that there is, so it's saying that there's a woman who's saying that he was, let's find the one claim. Okay, so here's what she is. So it is Thomas Massie's former girlfriend who is claiming that Massie pressured her into deviant sexual behavior and bribed her with $5,000 to stay quiet. Then he had her fired. Okay, and so he reached out to her via DM 2 months after his wife died, and then they dated for a while, okay? And, right? And I guess she was not even employed by him. She was, oh my God, dude. She wasn't even Massie's. She works for Sparts, right? You know this woman, the crazy Russian chick. Dude, oh my God, dude. She doesn't even work for Massie. Dude, she works for this woman. Dude. She works for her. Remember this? Let me find a good clip of her, dude. Oh, Jesus. Dude. This is so fake, bro.
I want to make sure that I put pressure on my leadership to govern and deliver on the great ideas that Elon has, that Vivek has, that
Elon has,
and a lot of great people in the administration. That's what matters. Otherwise, it's going to be slow working on executive orders. You saw what's happened in the last.
So one of her employees has stepped up and said, yeah, I used to bone down on Massie and we did some kinky shit. And dude. I mean, this shit is so phony.
In the course of filling out those documents, did you by any chance?
Oh my God, bro. So she stepped forward. See, this is the shit, guys, where you look at this shit and you know that this shit is pretty fucking phony. Hold on. Let me get the mono here.
In the course of filling out those documents, did you by any chance list Thomas Massie as a potential witness?
I did, yes.
How did he react to that?
Well, out of courtesy, when I started the process, I called him up to let him know. And he was very angry. And he said, you're just one person, that you can't make a difference, that you need to just walk away. And then he had $5,000 that he said that he would give me if I could just walk away. I didn't take it though.
Dude, she didn't even, dude, she's, dude, what is this? Lauren Boebert's sister? What are we watching? All right. I'm not sure I'm buying it, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure I'm buying it, right? And you know, you think she's homely? I don't think she's homely. I think she's cute. But I'm not really buying her story though. Like, let's see. She doesn't look like she's having a real emotional experience.
You wouldn't take the money and walk away.
Well, he was very angry at that conversation.
All right.
She's not like.
Have you pursued both the ethics complaint?
She's
and
not
the
like
claim under the Employee
elaborating,
Act,
right?
despite his efforts?
I did. Yes, I did.
Are either or both of them still pending?
Yes.
Are the things you told me about your complaints to both the ethics committee and for the retaliatory firing contained in those documents that you filed with the government?
Yes.
Well, dude, you know what's funny is like we're not getting an actual story here, right? We're not. She's like responding to a couple pointed questions. This whole thing is pretty astroturf. It is. Dude, I'm not really buying it.
Is it fair to say that when Thomas Massie handed you or offered you $5,000 in cash that you were the main witness in a federal legal proceeding seeking a remedy for what you believe was an injustice?
Yes.
You see what's happening? Gen W, let's go. Thank you. Do you see this though, guys? This guy is reading questions to her that are leading. Did you see that question? Is it safe to say that here, this situation that I'm setting up in this long paragraph? And then she's like, yes. Would you say that, right? She's not sitting there like, here, let me tell you the story of what happened with Thomas Massie, where she's giving a bunch of details that then you question her about the story. She's gonna fucking not be able to respond correctly. He's feeding her leading questions. This is a fucking joke, bro. But all right, anyway, back to the point, guys. Okay, so here's what happens here. Is this guy, Bobby Sauce, says, you know, this video from Benny Johnson doing his usual propaganda song and dance on unsubstantiated claims is one of the most clownish takes I've seen. Okay, blatant hypocrisy comparing to much more egregious cases and all-out lying. Okay, now they're part of this smear campaign that is trying to get Massie out of Congress because of him outing the Epstein files. That is 100% what's going on here. But now here's where it gets crazy, okay? Because look at this, dude. Oh my God, of course. Look at guys. Oh shit, dude. The person breaking this is like Patriot Oasis. Of course, it's some right-wing shit. But so look at this, guys, okay? So Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to Benny's thing. Okay, MTG called out Benny Johnson and said, this is a clinic on how to call out the lies of social media influencers that get paid to spew propaganda. Benny Johnson, who I thought was a friend, couldn't even give me the courtesy of asking me if any of these lies were true. TMZ and Daily Mail actually reached out, but not Benny. So now, guys, we're finding out that Benny is crafting stories and not even reaching out to the people he's crafting stories about, right? And Thomas Massie did not mistreat any woman, but happens to have a primary next week. So, of course, out comes a story from a woman who is just jealous she isn't Mrs. Massie. Dude, MTG says, isn't it funny that any politician who gets accused for SA drops out of running for any political race, but Donald Trump will remain in the race and become president twice? It doesn't make sense. I know, Emmy, it doesn't make sense. You know what it is, though? You know what it is it's just that, like, the fucking, the Republicans love their grapists, dude. Like religious people are okay with grapists. They are, dude. I don't know. I don't know what it is. The right wing, the right wing audiences, they refuse to believe it's true. They're like, not with Donald Trump, not true. They could watch him banging their daughter and they'd be like, well, he's being nice to her, and like she was kind of pissing me off anyway, so and he'd be like, oh yeah, just buy a phone from me. Here, you want to buy my undies after this? Dude, yeah, they don't value women. But anyway, so Marjorie Taylor Greene called out Benny Johnson about being paid to spew propaganda. And she said she thought she was Benny's friend. And look at this. Benny replied, saying, I know everyone has become very fragile and overly emotional lately, so let me explain this calmly and slowly. So he starts off with doing the like, ooh, Marjorie Taylor Greene, this woman is fragile and overly emotional, right? Look at that. Benny playing the fragile, over emotional woman card. Gay Benny, closeted Benny. He says, I cover trending news topics on my show. The Massie allegations and your South America mansion were the #1 trending topics on this platform. I'm entitled to my opinions on these matters. I serve my audience. That's my job. And unlike you, I won't run away from my job when things get tough. Even worse, you are now siding with left-wing extremists who attacked us all for years and want our movement and leaders dead. Anyway, have a great time crying about this on The View and CNN. Oh, look at Benny, dude. Look at Benny. Look, closeted Benny coming out with the fangs out for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Dude, Linda's still blue. Keep the pressure on these pervy PDFs. Epstein files, 𝗙𝗪𝗏. Let's go. All right, guys. Dude, we got 12 minutes. You ready? We're going to pause right there because Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to that. And we are going to pause there, though. And we're going to bang out the 22 and 12. We're going to nail down this shit. And no, Benny did not file a lawsuit against Milo. Benny is not going to file a lawsuit because Benny is a closeted gay man and everybody knows it. Him and his wife have a sham marriage. I'll be honest, I don't even think Benny's kids are his. I look at his family pictures and his kids have a different nose, guys. All of his kids have, like Benny and his wife both have these like particular noses. And his kids all have noses that, like, I don't think they're even his kids. Let's go. That's my take on it. I look at his family photos. Dude, 21 and 12, Lady B, let's go. Dude, thank you, boss. All right, we're 21 away. We got this. 21, baby. Here's a sampling, a little sampler platter. Yeah. Dude, has anyone even seen Erica Kirk's kids? Does she actually have kids? Or did she just rent those kids for the pictures? Yeah, dude, Benny has been known to hang out. Right? Oh, shit, dude. That's crazy, guys. That is crazy. New time slot. By the way, we're sticking at the 9 p.m. time slot. We're going to be consistent, okay? And we are sticking, though. We are going to stay focused and fixated at 9 p.m., except when I go on vacation or whatever, right? And then what we're going to do is we'll see. We're going to look at how it evolves over a month or two. We may move it. We may move it to like 10 p.m. or 8 p.m., right? But we're going to stick here. I'm going to try to be consistent because I want to like grow better. And I don't think I can grow like starting at some random time of the evening. I think if I want to grow, I have to pick a time and show up at that time, you know, and be, you're right. I was like, if I sat down to watch Seinfeld at 9 and I turned the TV on and it said Seinfeld will be starting at 10:30, I probably wouldn't have watched Seinfeld every week, right? Thanks, boss. Seriously, love this. Let's go, Steph. So we're going to lock it down. All right, let's go. We need 20 and 10, baby. 20 and 10, dude. Let's go. So we're gonna fucking stay solid. We're gonna take our lumps and fucking. I'm gonna be disciplined for you guys. Okay? I'm gonna be disciplined. I'm not good at being disciplined, by the way. All right, just for the record. BTW. All right, 20 and 10. Let's go. One more sample platter. 20 and 9. Time's running. Oh. Dude, we need this dance? Yeah, we're going to get the dance. We'll get it. I believe I can fly. Let's go. 9 minutes. 9 and counting. Here we go. Hey-oh, hey-oh, hey-oh. 20 away. You wish you could do 30 super chats every day? That'd be a lot of super chats there, Steph. You know, I mean, I would appreciate it, but like that's a lot. That's a lot of super chats. Struggling to stay up. Let's go. 9 minutes. Dude, we got this. Dude, bottom Benny. Benny bottom. Benny bottoms. Benny bottom. Benny on the bottom. Dude. Oh, shit, dude, the one. Let's go, Paula. There she is. Let's go. All right, let's go. Dude, let's go. We are now 19 away. Oh, shit, 8 minutes. Oh, fuck, dude, the time's going quick. Let's go. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Let's go. 19 away. Oh, shit. Dude. Yeah, Paula. Dude, Paula, she's crazy, dude. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗃𝗧. 7 minutes. Dude, all right. Dude, we're gonna be here for a while, dude. 1 minute. It's gonna fucking. That's all right. We'll make it. We'll just reset it. Let's go. You're in Oz? Oh, shit. Dude, Oz sounds awesome. I bet it's nice there. We're never going to get the dance? No, we'll get the dance, dude. Let's get this dance. Let's go. Thank you, 𝗙𝗏𝗄𝗎. All right. 18 and 7. We got this. Dude, that's easy. It's 3 a minute. That's all we need. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗃𝗧. Dude, we need a little Trump explosion to get us going. Get us primed. Right? Oh, shit. There we go. There we go. All right. 18, baby. 18. Dude, I don't know. Part of me, I can't wait. I just want to get to the elections. Dude, the one thing I'm hoping, though, like, I really hope that Spencer Pratt doesn't end up in the top 2 of that mayor race. Because, dude, I don't think I want to do 6 months of seeing Spencer Pratt's shit pumped into my fucking Twitter timeline, dude. That is 6 minutes, guys. 18 and 6. Yeah, the counter's on a slight delay, but it's still working. 18 and 6, baby. 18 and 6. Off to bed, boss. Great Pine Box Dance Party. Thank you, Ella. 17 away, guys. $16 away. Let's go. Dude, Paula White pretending to speak in tongues gets me every time. I won't make it tonight. Enjoy the dance party, peeps. Thank you, nerdy black woman. Let's go. We appreciate you. Dude, let's go, Beard. Tommy, thank you for the good that you were doing. Let's go. Appreciate you, boss. All right, 16. 16 away. 15. We're halfway there, guys. Oh, shit, dude. See, just like that, we're halfway there. What do we got? 5 minutes. We're into the final count. 5 minutes, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Lots don't realize Long Island and upstate New York are red. Yes, they are. Oh my God, Long Island and upstate are both very red. I think a lot of the East is red too, man. You know, there's a lot of red in New York, right? But New York City has so many people that, right? Scares you? I mean, dude, there's always like, everything's a worry. You know what I'm saying? Always. Nothing, I mean, in every environment, every blue state is because of the cities, guys. Let's be honest, right? People, 3 minutes, guys. We are 14 away. 3 minutes. This is it. Let's go. Bump, dun dun dun. Crunch time. Let's go. Spencer Pratt is a little shit. He is, Nicole. Dude, Spencer Pratt is such a chud, dude. Dude, this guy is like a swollen. He is a swollen mega turd, boss. 3 minutes. 13-3. Down to the wire, as it always does. He's a swollen mega turd. Steph sells stuff by the seashore. Let's go. 12 away, guys. 12 away. Did I miss your super chat? I did not. No, I saw yours. Yeah, no, I read that one. I read that one aloud, Beard. I did. I got you. I absolutely read that around. Here's another one. Gonna have a cig before bed. Let's go, Ella! Dude, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏, let's go! All right, now we're coming in hot. 2 minutes. 10 away. 2/3. 10, 10, 10. Here we go. I got you. 9 away. Oops, Shin Godzilla's late to the party. LFG. Let's go. We started early. Yeah, I started at a new time, so it's probably going to be a while before people adjust to the new time. Everyone's used to me starting like right now. And so, like, we're going to be smaller before we get bigger, right? And I need to start announcing it too on social media as well. Dude, let's go. All right, guys, we're 9 away, 8 away. Let's go, dude. Jade, let's dance. My best Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Let's dance. Let's dance. I'll be back. Let's dance. 8 away, 7 away. Let's go, Steph Sells. Oh. All right, 7. And then there were 7. We are getting the dance. We are getting the dance. We're getting it. We will not take no for an answer. We will get the dance. The dance shall arrive. 7, 7, 7. 40 seconds. Holy shit. We're going to have to go, probably have to go into bonus time. Maybe not, though. Maybe we just pile in right here. You never know. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. 25 seconds. Holy shit. Down to the wire. Bonus time? Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be a bonus time. 15 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and oh, so close. All right. Dude, bonus time. Dude, do we go right into it? There we go. Dude, Nerdy Black Woman sending love to the people of Memphis. Yes, between gerrymandering and the data centers, they will suffer for years to come. Yes, Nerdy Black Woman. They're also like They're disenfranchising all the Democrats in Tennessee. They're kicking them off committees. Unfucking believable. All right, we are 6 away, guys. Is there a 3-second delay? Dude, we are 6 away, guys. There, I'm gonna fucking do a bonus minute. There it is. 1 minute timer. 6 away. Thank you, nerdy black woman. 5 away. Let's go, dude. Lynn's videos. Let's go. 5. We got this. We got this. Ooh. The bonus minute. Countdown timer. Yeah, you like that? Dude, this woman. This is the fakest shit I've ever seen, dude. The Thomas Massie shit. Rand Paul says alcohol made him a Nazi. Dude, remember when Rand Paul's neighbor like beat him up? Beat his ass? Oh, shit. That was a while ago. Dude, let's go. Shin Godzilla. All right, 4. We are now 4 away, guys. All right, we're going to reset. 3 away. Thank you, Beard. Oh. And then there were 3. We're down. We're fucking getting it. I told you we're getting it. You were having technical difficulties. I mean, it happens. Dude, there's a lot of shit going on. So I will say, I watched that Fair and Balanced video about like YouTube channels and how he said that his impressions were way down. And dude, nerdy white woman Lynn's, let's go. We got nerdy black woman and nerdy white woman. Let's go. Thank you. All right. So their Fair and Balanced made this video about his YouTube. Dude, Tata, let's go. 1 away, guys. Uno mas. And he did a video about like apparently his channel and some of the bigger channels. There it is. Sam brings it home. Let's go. We did it. Oh. So apparently some of these bigger channels are like getting a lot less, like the number of impressions their videos are getting are much smaller. Okay, let's dance. Thank you, Emmy. Let's go. And dude, Sunola, let's go. Dude, I love the stickers. Let's go. It's amazing. So he made a video though that I guess some of the bigger channels, like the number of impressions they normally get by the month are like way low. Like a lot of people are not seeing their videos. And so I did a deep dive into my data and that is not actually happening for my channel. Like my channel is maintaining pretty consistent views and it's maintaining like pretty consistent. The number of impressions I'm getting every month are like mostly growing with a few like setbacks. The one thing that I'm experiencing is even though I'm being seen by a lot of new people, I'm not getting a lot of new subscribers, which is interesting. Happy birthday to David Byrne. Yes. Thank you, Victor. Yeah, I know Pac-Man was one of the people too, but like Pac-Man though, he blew up like 15 years ago. I think it's really hard when your audience, when you were big like 10 years ago, it's hard. You can't really, it's hard to stay modern. If you blew up 10 years ago, you really want that slow growth. A lot of these guys, some of these guys blew up like really big, like 15 years ago. And so now like a huge chunk of their subs probably don't even watch YouTube anymore, or certainly have like evolved. But yeah, we've been lucky. We're holding in. Dude, so David Byrne from Talking Heads. I do have a Talking Heads story, guys. You ready? Okay, Gentegrity, let's go. Thank you, boss. All right, quick Talking Heads story, and then we're gonna continue with the show. So, my son, who is 21 now, his mom and I we never got married or anything. We didn't really even have that long a relationship. But anyway, when she did her birth with a midwife and with no pain meds. Okay. She did not do pain meds and I was her breathing coach. And so I did the breathing coach training or whatever. And like, I was her breath coach. I did a very good job. It was a crazy experience guiding someone to childbirth without pain meds. Like pretty crazy. I mean, there was a water, like a hot tub in there. And so we had, things to help out. But anyway, she loved Talking Heads. I've never been a huge Talking Heads fan. I liked David Byrne. I liked, I liked him as, a concept, but I was never a huge fan of their music. But I do remember some of his videos from old MTV, but she had a Talking Head box set, and that's what we listened to for, what amounted to about 15 hours. Because what happened was she and I had stayed up all night talking about how this birth was going to impact us. And then she went into labor at 6 a.m. after being up all night. So by the time she had Bryce at 9 p.m. that night, we had both been up for like almost 40 hours. But the whole time in the midwifing room, we listened to the Talking Heads box set. So that whole experience was done to Talking Heads. So I do have an attachment to Talking Heads from that experience, right? But there are some songs I really like, but I was not like an obsessed fan, right? But his mom was. But anyway, all right. So like Benny slams MTG about being a quitter, about being fragile and overly emotional, and about being, sympathizing with left-wing extremists. And then so Marjorie Taylor Greene replied to this too, okay? Where she's going off on Benny, okay? Look at what she did. After Benny says, right? Look at what MTG does, guys. Because now it escalates. Okay, Benny says she's fragile, she's over emotional, blah, blah, blah. MTG says, you are a lying scumbag, Benny Johnson. And just to be clear, we are definitely not friends. Dude, Marjorie turned it up a notch. Oh, shit. Dude, isn't that crazy? All you cover and elevator trending lies and get paid to do it. Literally the most repulsive level of MAGA. I never fled America. Yes, I sold my house in Rome, Georgia, and have another house under contract in Georgia. As Brian and I are planning to get married, and I wanted to live closer to my family like my mom and kids. And now I'm on vacation. Gee, what a scandal, you moron. You could have reached out and asked me about the complete and total bullshit Loomer was posting, but nope. Instead, you chose to trash talk me, name call me, and spread lies for money. And since you decided to do this, people have been telling me things I had no idea about you. Oh, dude, she's going Milo. Allegations about young men at conservative conferences. Oh, allegations that you got paid by Russia and Israel. Allegations that you rip off people's content and articles and pretend like it's your own. How about you cover those? How about, oh dude, where is it? Oh, sorry, I'm losing it. How about you cover those trending topics, Benny? Dude. Oh, dude, Benny. Dude, I predict, dude, Benny, I feel like we're going to see him making out with men before all of this is over, don't you? Dude, she actually went off on him. She went off. And then he replied again. Okay, look at it. He goes back again. More drama and crash outs. Got it. But thanks for proving my point. Repeat the left's lies about me, which I've denied over and over again, and there's absolutely zero evidence of. Dude, it's not the left that says Benny is hooking up with dudes. Those are all right-wingers. That's Milo. That is all the TPUSA guys. Nobody on the left is going to the TPUSA conference and watching Benny slam down on young men. Okay, those are right-wingers. You're working for the left, doing their job, trying to destroy MAGA. Do you think Trump is a Russia asset as well? I mean, do you think Trump is a Russian asset as well? I mean, he is. All right. See, here's the difference. What you said about me is evidence-free slander. But what I said about you is true. I've had you on my show a dozen times where you claim to be fighting for mass deportations, secure borders, secure elections, and fighting against the forces trying to destroy our country. These turned out to be lies to my audience since you now choose to dunk on the president to get booked on The View and Legacy Media Network. But I mean, to be fair, Benny, like, dude, Trump hasn't done mass deportations. Trump hasn't fucking done, they didn't pass your SAVE Act. They took you to war. They haven't lowered prices. Like, dude, they did H-1B visas. Like, dude, they're hating each other, though. You're sympathizing with Democrats who have been facilitating an invasion of our country and want us all dead. Dude, like, guys, how long are these assholes going to play the, like, you want us all dead card? This is like their new thing, guys. Oh, I can't go because they want me dead. Oh, death threat. Dude, what are we doing? This is their new thing. You want us all dead. Dude, Chloe Cole did the same thing, guys. Chloe Cole literally is just like, I had to cancel my event because they death threatened me. Benny says, I cover the news. I covered the news on what has been alleged about Massie, and I covered the news about you. You both were supposed to represent your voters who also elected Trump. You turned on them, and that is true. But, like, guys, dude, like, Massie and MTG are the only people who fought for the Epstein files. I mean, I'm not siding with MTG because I think she's a scumbag as well. But to be fair, she fought for the Epstein files with Massie, and none of these assholes did. Dude, Benny is like he is a paid, like, Netanyahu fucking taint sniffer. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you're welcome, Ella. Thank you. Dude, he is. Dude, I'm telling you, we're going to watch something with Clavicular soon. Guys, more and more, I'm seeing that, like, TPUSA, Benny, and Trump, they are definitely, I mean, we knew Trump with Miriam Adelson, but they're definitely taking big Israel money. These right-wing influencers that are trying to radicalize young men, like that Clavicular kid, it looks like that Clavicular kid is now, he used to hate JD Vance, but now the Clavicular kid is pro JD Vance, and I think, like, they're all taking Zionist money from either Netanyahu's camp or the Heritage Foundation, like the evangelical Zionists here in America. It's like this Clavicular kid is, like, friends with, like, Israeli mobsters and shit, and now he's, like, pro JD Vance. You know what I mean? And, like, dude, this shit's getting weird, bro. Right? And Peter Thiel is definitely locked up in that, and they were all locked up with fucking, they were all locked up with Epstein and Ehud Barak and all those guys, right? Dude, this shit is fucked up, bro. Yeah, no, I know. Palantir is definitely locked in there. All right, so I don't know if MTG replied to this, okay? Let's see. So they've been going at each other, but dude, she called Benny a lying scumbag. And that's where they left off. Okay? So I do think that this illustrates a big point here, guys. Okay? Because MTG and Benny Johnson used to be on the same side. MTG is not a leftist by any means. She is definitely in the Tucker Carlson camp. But guys, something's going to happen here, okay? We'll record the dance party. Taint Sniffer almost woke me up. Let's go! Dude, I always mark them, Lens. So what you'll be able to come back to the video, and I do put the timestamps in there, so you'll be able to zoom in for the dance party. You'll be able to grab it if somebody can't record it for you. But this right here, guys, this is a preview of 2028. Because here's the one thing is we know that Benny Johnson and we know that the right-wingers that are in the Trump MAGA camp are definitely getting Zionist money, okay? But we know that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson are not going to be taking that money. So there is going to be a collision in 2028 if Tucker Carlson runs for president. Like, I want him to run for president so bad because it's going to out TYT and Anna and Cenk, and it's going to force all of these Zionist paid right-wing influencers to choose to split their fucking coalition. There's going to be an absolute split, and it's not going to heal after that primary, okay? It is not going to fully heal. There's no way, dude. There's no way. So, yeah, dude, this shit is going to blow up, all right? All right, we're checking that off. Next up, dude, let's look at a little bit of the quartering drama. All right. Now, again, guys, I want to give you a little background on the quartering. Okay. So we can't really, I don't think we can look at him because I think he deleted his shit. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with this guy. I don't have the exact story here, okay? But so this is the quartering.
This can't be real. If this is still, if these like don't get charged back, I'll dedicate a personalized thank you to you guys.
All right, so here he is. This is him.
This can't be real. If this is still, if these like don't get charged back, I'll dedicate a personalized thank you to you.
All right, so whatever. He's you know, he's got a YouTube channel. I'm gonna show you this guy. This guy is a former gamer, all right, who became a political streamer. Okay. And so here's his YouTube channel. He's got 2 million subscribers, but as you'll see from his videos get hardly any views, dude. 30,000, 20,000, like no views. Okay. Like a 2 million sub channel, you should be getting near like 5%. Okay. So for a YouTube channel with 2 million subs, every video, if your channel is healthy, will be getting like 100K views, okay? So this guy is like not even getting close to that, right? And if you look at his videos, a lot of them are like, you know, he's got blindfolded women. A lot of them are just weird. Like he's definitely a misogynist, like fucking weirdo. A lot of times he'll put like women's boobs on his fucking, you know, on his YouTube thumbnails and shit like that. But he's a creeper. Okay, a former gamer guy that like hardly ever, you know, his channel's been dying for a while. And so what he did was he rebranded and he started another channel that goes by his name, okay, which is Jeremy Hambly. Okay, so he had started a new channel, right? That again, this channel has 200, almost 300K subs. And his videos are getting like less views than mine are. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They're getting like 5,000 views, occasionally 20,000. He's got way more subs than me, right? If you look at my videos, like my channel's getting 5,000, 8,000, 17,000, 13, right? You know what I'm saying? Like 10, 27, right? So he's like almost 5 times the size and just he's not getting any views. Okay. And so I don't know what his story is, but my personal connection is what happened in 2021. Okay. And I'm going to take you back to that, guys. I'm going to take you back to a tweet of mine in 2021. All right. You ready to go back? All right. We're going to go back. Okay. To this tweet We're going to go back 5 years ago, guys, to the height of my gaming popularity. Okay, when I was blowing up as a gamer, and I tweeted this right here, August 4th of 2021. There I am, okay, right? This is August 4th of 2021. Now, let me give you a little background here, okay? So I blew up in the spring of 2021, like insane blow up on TikTok and Twitch and the gaming community. And I instantly, like in 1 month, I got a whole bunch of sponsorships. I got management. I was sponsored by G Fuel. Okay. I'm going to go get the can. Hold on. Because this is the can, right? I still have this can. Okay. This is the can from this ad. Okay. So here's what happened. So at the height of me blowing up, my mom died, okay? She got very sick very quick, second bout of cancer. She went into hospice, and at like the height of my fame, she went into hospice and she died, okay? And then I was like pretty fucked up by that. She and I did not have a great relationship, but I was pretty fucked up. And so I made a trip to go back to Wisconsin to film some footage at like our old houses, her old houses. I wanted to sort of document the town and what I remember about her. Okay. And so I went back there alone and I decided to start filming at all of her old jobs and her old, like the places she used to hang out at as a little girl and kind of like retrace. And I'm going to one day make a documentary about her. And that's what that was for. Now, I pulled over. There was a restaurant called the Pine Cone. Okay, this is a truck stop right off the interstate, right outside Watertown, where I grew up in. And the Pine Cone was this place where my dad, he used to be gone from Sunday night to Friday night. He was a truck driver. And the Pine Cone was where we would pick him up. Okay, he would drive his truck in and we would meet him at the Pine Cone. That was like this place that was like a really important part of like a 24-hour truck stop diner. That was a huge part of my childhood. Okay, and so I went to the Pine Cone and they had G Fuel. Okay, I had not seen G Fuel anywhere. Right? And I go to the Pine Cone and this tiny little convenience store had fucking G Fuel. I was sponsored by G Fuel. They were a big sponsor of mine. So what I did was I bought a can of G Fuel and then I went and I made an ad for G Fuel. Said roadside in Wisconsin, making a video about my mom to honor her passing. And in the middle of nowhere, I find some G Fuel energy. The best way to find your future is to reconcile your past, okay? And then they said, now that is a beat we can dance to and nothing but love and positive energy. Now, what happened, guys, is this set off a chain reaction because I was hated by the gaming community because I'm fucking woke, bro, okay? I'm woke as shit. Pink hair. I defended trans people openly. I defended OnlyFans models, etc. They fucking hated me. So everybody looked at this and was like, he's monetizing his mom's death, even though I didn't even get to go to my mom's funeral, okay? And we did not have a relationship like that. But like, guys, they look at these things. That ain't right, buddy. Not at all. This man has an audience. This guy, Leander Hofke's, later made a hit piece about me. Like a year later, he made like a acting like Tommy has gone insane video. Okay. A lot of people in here, right? Like Jenny was like, you never cease to amaze me. But a lot of people in here was like using your mother's death to plug an energy drink, right? It started like all of the attacks. Everybody that didn't like me finally had an aha. Okay. And so then this became a huge, like, this was the first time I got canceled was this right here, okay? You're so disgusting, ain't no fucking way, right? How do people think this is okay, right? This is disgusting, right? You know what I'm saying? Dude, they fucking went after me, guys. Yeah, they were waiting, okay? They were waiting. But guys, this became a thing. I mean, 500 fucking comments. And they were not good, okay? So, this guy, okay? This guy got a hold of this, okay? In the middle of this, Jeremy Hambley, the quartering, he got wind of this. And he found out I was woke, pink-haired guy. And so then he, even though he had nothing to do with the Fortnite community and wasn't even the gamer, Jeremy Hambley sent his audience after me, right? Because then it became this like cancel the woke guy, okay? So then he was tweeting about me all day, and then other right-wing people were tweeting about me, and then I was in Wisconsin, and carloads of people were driving by me while I was filming in Wisconsin, screaming the N-word. Like, I started getting harassed in person because this guy, Jeremy Hambley, he's from Wisconsin, okay? So his fan base in Wisconsin started, like, hunting me down in Watertown right after my mom died, okay? So this became personal to me, guys. I was like, fuck this guy, dude. Dude, fuck this guy, bro. Okay? Dude, I came late, but thanks for sharing so much about yourself. Let's go, Jenna. So anyway, that's the quartering. That's who this guy is. So that was my first canceling, okay? Was by the quartering. And guys, it was nuts. It was insane. You know, I've been canceled 3 times, okay? I had 3 major cancelings. There was this one. There was one at like some fake shit at the Phase 1 house. And then there was one when I did that, like stood up to Andrew Tate. So I had 3 of them. But like, they're like, dude, it's pretty crazy. By the 3rd one, by the Andrew Tate one, I was like, dude, I got this. Okay. But the first 2 were pretty hard. I mean, it's hard. It's hard when you get canceled, and it's hard when they're like stream sniping you IRL and they're showing up in your physical space and shit. It gets a little weird, but it is like the first one having had it happen right after my mom died, and I was alone in a hotel in this small town in Wisconsin that I had not been to for like, 20 years. It was fucked up. It was fucked up. I'm not going to lie that I was not okay. Okay. I was not okay. Dude, I was not okay. But I came out of it like fucking solid, but I was a wreck when I was there, dude. It was pretty intense. But I have 80 hours of film footage from the town that I will one day make like a little documentary about. But anyway, so I don't know what's going on with the quartering, but he deleted his accounts today, okay? He deleted his Twitter today, and there he is. There's the guy, dude. What a scumbag, bro. What a weasel, right? Dude, what a weasel, bro. Isn't it crazy? Dude, yeah, G Fuel. Yeah, G Fuel. I liked their canned drinks, right? They were a good sponsor. I will say this, guys, is you see you see the fridge right there? There's a G Fuel fridge right here, right? They sent me that fridge after that month, because the other thing about that month is while I was getting canceled, like that was just a huge thing. So G Fuel sent me a whole bunch of shit because it was such a big month. They're like, they sent me a fridge. They extended my contract. Like, it was pretty crazy. When you get canceled, it's like extraordinarily good for business, right? You know, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But so this is the guy. So he deleted his fucking Twitter account a couple days ago. Okay. And look at this. They're saying he's under immense spiritual attack. Dude, but I don't know what he's done. So I want to look into this. Okay. And so let's try to find out what's the drama with the quartering. I don't know what's happening. And so here's what we got is this person says the quartering stated making daily videos just ranting about woke isn't viable long term. This made other YouTubers mad. So other people started shitting on his personal life, bringing his wife into it. I believe there's some cuck play or something going on. And then you ready? Oh, this is the big one. Look at that shit, bro. There you, oh shit. Oh, you guys, sorry. I'm sorry. I missed it. Okay, so let me go back here. All right, so we're trying to figure out what he did. Okay, he deleted his account a couple days ago. All right, and then somebody said here, what's the drama with the quartering? I don't know what's happening, and it's in my timeline. I saw it today. I saw Lance from the Surfs talking about it, and of course, when I heard about the quartering, my ears perked up. But so here's what apparently has happened. Is he ranted, he was an anti-woke, and again, he targeted people, okay? His fan base targeted people like libs of TikTok, and they were brutal and shitty and like death threaty kind of people, all right? So I guess Kino Casino started making videos about his personal life and some shit about Jeremy Hambley's wife. I think maybe there's a little, right? I think maybe there's a little cucking or something going on, whatever. There's some woke sexual behavior maybe going on. But you ready? So there it is, though. The quartering overreacted and started false copyright claiming videos. So that's what is going on. Okay? Now guys, this is actually a little serious because you can't go around falsely copy striking people's content. Okay? That's a big no-no. Okay? Like there are times when you copy strike, but if somebody's like making a video about you and you run in and you start fake copy striking, that's really when shit goes bad, because you're not allowed to use copy strikes as a retribution for people talking about you. Okay, you can use copy strikes. Like I had some kids who used to just take my videos and put them verbatim with no added whatsoever on their own channel, hoping to make money. And I would copy strike that shit. If they had their face on there and were talking about me, I'd leave it, because then they're making their own content. But if you're literally just putting my video 100% on your channel and just hoping people will click on your shit, you're calling yourself acting like Tommy with 2 Y's. Dude, they used to do that shit. And so I would copy strike that shit, right? But you can't copy strike when they're doing an expose on you, or if they're making videos about your personal life. Dude, you can't do that, you know? And I think I'd be willing to bet that I'm sure all of these guys are assholes. Okay? Like, I'm sure the casino guys are toxic, and we know the quartering is toxic, but I guess he's deep in trouble. Okay? I guess he is in trouble about like having to do with that false copyright claims. But now this quartering guy he's not a good guy. Okay, let's look at some of this shit. All right. Let's look at like Lance. Somebody had mentioned Lance. Lance from the Surfs has been, you know, like very, very adamantly against him. Okay. Now let me see. This is something of him.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeremy Hambley from the Quartering here.
Oh, this is some AI video. Let me see here. So I don't know. Oh shit. So this is pretty crazy. Like, you know who else is involved in this, guys? You may not realize, or maybe you do if you follow this shit, but it is this woman, guys. Hold on. Let me fucking get this shit going here. Melonie Mac. Okay. So Melonie Mac is the 𝗙𝗪𝗏 girl, right? You know this chick? She says the 𝗙𝗪𝗏 after the Nick Merckx controversy. Like once a week, she says the 𝗙𝗪𝗏. She blocked me, right? But once a week, she'll get on camera with her cross on. She's like 40, guys. She's 40 years old, and she just says the 𝗙𝗪𝗏. And then like monetizes that while doing Bible verses. But dude, look at her, bro. She used to be kind of like sweet. She was like a GameStop girl. And she was sweet, and then she got divorced, and then she became this rabid right-wing Christian, and then she became the 𝗙𝗪𝗏 girl. But she would go on the show with Jeremy Hambley with the Quartering. She would appear on his show a lot. And her thing is to just always say the 𝗙𝗪𝗏, okay? And eventually she blocked me because she is, you know, soft, okay? Yeah, 40-year-old, divorced. Like, you know, she's got the divorced dad syndrome, guys. She really does, man. She's like the worst divorced dad you have ever seen, trapped in a 40-year-old, like way too much makeup body, you know? And she used to be pretty normal, okay? She did. She used to be pretty normal, but the Bible really fucking distorted her, okay? It really did. But anyway, she's involved in this shit too, okay? She would go on his channel, okay? Dude, look at this. Dude, what do you mean the Quartering shit his pants in a Walmart? Dude, now they're just on there, okay? And then, but Melonie Mac says she won't look into any of the Quartering's controversies because she says people have lied about her in the Quartering, and she summarizes it. She says it's dogpiling.
His friend. That's what it, and that's I'm not gonna concede to that. Like, nobody can tell me who I can or can't be friends with, and it's just like I don't even like to look into these kind of things whenever it's like, oh, this drama, that, like, this happened and that happened online, about people's drama or rumors and this and that. I don't.
Dude, she's a liar because she does drama about like left-wing people all the time. She doesn't do drama about her pedo friends, right? Her pedo Bible friends. She does no drama, all right? And was part of the sting. I don't know what that Eliza Blue. I don't know what the Eliza Blue drama is. I don't know anything about that. I've stayed out of most of this.
Like, I don't care. I look into that stuff. Like, oh, this drama, that, like, this happened and that happened online, about people's drama or rumors and this and that. I don't even look into that stuff. I don't care who it is, whether it's a friend or not. It's just like, I don't care. I would rather focus on other things than get caught up in this drama.
Yeah, like saying the 𝗙𝗪𝗏. You know what I can't stand about her, guys, is like, look at her sweatshirt. You see what she does here with her fucking sweatshirt, where she has her sweatshirt like showing her fucking shoulder tattoo. And right? Like, dude, do you have the sweatshirt on or off? But she always does that. Like, oh, here, let me fucking show you my shoulders. and my fucking tattoo, but I'm gonna keep my sweatshirt on my arms. But she is a massive phony, okay? If we look at, I've made some videos about her. I've made a couple videos about her. There she is. Oh, I guess I made one. MAGA influencer finds Jesus, starts screaming slurs. There she is. It was about holy cringe. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Dude, no way, dude. So Eliza Blue lied about being trafficked. Oh, shit. That's amazing. I love it. So they outed her. So Lance, you're saying Lance and 𝗙cie𝗶𝗍𝗄 were part of outing the fake trafficker story? Good for them. But yeah, dude, you see this woman, she's crazy. Okay, she is. She's batshit.
And these made up stuff and that made up stuff. And like a lot of this started even several months ago, or several months to a year ago, where people were just making these outrageous claims that like, oh, Jeremy makes Melonie Mac uncomfortable, and then at AmFest, there's like, look how scared she is, and she's mouthing to Hannah Claire, help me, because he asked her to watch football game with him.
AmFest. They were at Charlie's AmFest.
In the lobby, in a public place with other people. And it was like, so they tried to create this crazy narrative back then, and completely ignoring the fact that, like, we were on stream before we even went to AmFest, and he mentioned watching the football game, and I said, oh, I want to watch it too. Like, I'll watch it with you.
Dude, I love that these people are crashing. Can I just tell you, these people are fucking scum, guys. Okay? Melonie Mac is scum. She is. She is a scum. She is a liar. She is a sneak. She misrepresents herself. She uses the fucking the Bible and shit to cover this nasty anti-LGBTQ stuff. It is so fucking toxic, dude. But it's like coming around, man. It is coming around to bite all of them in the ass. And I love it. And I think this is a greater part of the MAGA separation. Okay? That shit that's going on with Benny Johnson and MTG. This is the same shit. They're finally getting the come up, right? They're getting a comeuppance for their like toxicity. Like they're having to pay the piper, right?
Let's find a place and get like some friends and we'll watch it because I love football. And so it's just completely ignored that.
Because I love football. I'm gonna sniff Donald Trump's asshole.
Brought it up first. And because like, okay, we're at AmFest. We have a booth. There's big crowds. We have a booth. And we just started the stream. So if I look, any type of nervousness was just from being at the first time at AmFest. Had nothing to do with Jeremy. Like,
yeah, any type of nervousness she had was like, oh, it's different when you're not saying the F slur into a camera on Twitter. Yeah, dude, she is like, like, hey, I mean, I say like a lot. I do. I use some stammering whatever things, but she is definitely like, she thinks she's, Olivia Rodrigo.
Jeremy, I've been friends with him for years and years.
The goth
it's
version.
Just like, okay, like that's my bro. Like if anything, like I was more comfortable being able to do the event with him there. It started out with a lot of stuff like that, just making up a bunch of crazy stuff. So I don't even know everything that they've said about him, and I don't care because what I do know, what people have said about him regarding me is lies. So why am I going to look into anything else that when they've already got a track record of lying?
Oh yeah, so that's her thing, dude. She's like, if her basic thing is if my friend's a crook or my friend's a rapist, I'm not going to look into it. I mean, but this is what MAGA does, right? This is what they do with Trump. Oh, they're not going to look into Trump graping teenagers because, right? They're not going to smash the illusion. I'm not going to look into it at all. So, yeah. So, I guess, right? Dude, Tectone is now, like, chiming in on this. Dude, these are, like, the worst people, bro. Dude, all of these people. dude. And dude, I don't even know what this drama's about, right? But there's her doing the F slurs, okay? So let's look at Lance. Let's look at Lance. I just want to look at a little bit more of this. She's part, dude, these people they're shitty, guys. They are. They're terrible people. Is this too unemployed for me? No, like I said, the reason why I care about this is because of the personal attacks, right? Getting canceled by this guy. Like, if I can make a video about him that contributes to his demise, I'm gonna love that. You know what I'm saying? Because fuck this guy. Fuck these clowns, dude. I think dismantling all of the fucking right-wing shitters is really important, okay? Dismantling all of them. Even the small, like, the small dirty birds, you know, that are like less consequential, okay? But I saw Lance post about it. Let's see what he says here. All right, here he is. Divorce maxing. So, see, I guess I want to find like a video. I guess I'm not going to get it all. Why do the shitty thrive online? Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? I'll be honest, guys. I've said this before. You don't grow when people love you. You grow when people hate you. That's when, like, you grow a little bit when people love you, but you grow exponentially when you're hated. And so what happens is if you go online and you become hated, you generate a whole bunch of activity, and algorithms love activity. Algorithms don't care if the activity is good or bad. They just care about activity. So if you have some good activity and then a whole bunch of people start hating you, you grow exponentially, okay? And that's why right-wing people inherently grow faster than left-wing people do, because they'll go out and say something extraordinarily racist, and it just creates a whole bunch of algorithmic activity. And that's, you know, that's kind of the way it is. That, you know, if you create rage, it like algorithms feed on it, you know? But so I guess we could like look at, you know, I guess he's losing a lot of his fucking, let's go check out the surfs real quick and see if he's made a video about it yet. Dude, what's his YouTube? Surf Times, there it is. Has he made a video about him yet? He has. All right. Yeah, let's watch a little bit of this.
Communities, when he makes the video on you, he's definitely trained them to just go on the attack.
Yeah. And again, guys, like I said, for me, this quartering guy is a bigot. He's anti-LGBTQ, but mostly what he was they were attackers. He was like a miniature libs of TikTok, you know?
Communities, when he makes the video on you, he's definitely trained them to just go on the attack and to just try and get you taken down. But he was doing that to chuds, and so this is chud on chud violence, which is beautiful and great for everybody. This chud on chud violence, and because the quartering, now the cuckening is trying to censor people, which is just, it's taboo within taboo going on here, right? We have a man who has effectively weaponized and going after people who do cuck, especially, are we talking pansexual or bisexual cucking?
All right, so there's some like sexual behavior going on with this guy, but again, right? dude, yeah, don't throw anything in there that's too racy. Like, guys, I don't need to go deep on this. You know what I'm saying? Just so you know, like for me, I'm gonna cover this and I'm gonna make one video and then I'm gonna move on. I'm just gonna make a video because of my personal attack with it. Okay. And then because there's shit you're gonna see about this guy. This guy was like an attack dog, and you know, and
talk a little bit about the story. If you didn't know, Jeremy Hamblin, aka the Quartering, is one of the most popular.
So look at this though, guys. Here's a tweet that says Jeremy Hamblin, the Quartering, has been permanently banned from the Renaissance Festival from the viral video where he was making vulgar remarks about female attendees, right? What they're calling him the cuckening because I guess there's some possibility that he's been cucking his girlfriend and engaged in some wild sexual behavior while being an anti-LGBTQ, anti-sex worker freak. Okay, but look at that. So he goes to a Renaissance festival and he makes a video where he's like being misogynist pig about the attendees there. And that shit goes viral of him just being a fucking smarmy weirdo. And so he gets banned from the Renaissance Festival. Like this is the kind of shit this guy does. Just going and being shitty. Okay? Right?
In media, he doesn't want women in any capacity to either be the creators or the auteurs of art. He really hates that. But more specifically, being present in projects as anything other than goon material. He's been, for a long time, been one of the biggest advocates of wanting women portrayed in only such a form that he considers to be sexually appealing to him and his personal Quartering view. And that's for a long time been one of the reasons why he's been one of the biggest and shittiest parts of online fandom and online fandom culture. If you could really think of an individual who represents everything shitty about wanting to love something, and then once you find out more people love something, it becomes really awesome, and then you form like a community around it, and you can go to like, you know, meetings and conventions, and you're just surrounded by other people who all adore something for a lot of reasons.
All right, let's see if we can find some gist on him here. Right. But see, this is the kind of shit he would do. Is after he would get busted with something or do something horrible, he would never like regret it. You know what I'm saying? Like he would always be an asshole after the fact, right? Dude, so smarmy. Oh yeah, here's a good one. Yeah, let me show you this clip. So yeah, I'm not going to go deep in this. We're going to move on real quick. I'm going to show one more clip of him, which was where he had a history previously of like being like pro-pedo sort of shit, right? He did. He would like, let me see if we can find that one clip. Dude, these guys are so gross, bro. Right? There's what I said, dude. I'm all in on him going down. Dude, oh shit, what did Candace talk about him?
Moderator Marzi writes, hey Candace, I know you are covering Nick Shirley today, but I wanted to let you know that the Quartering has messed with you on X and is now facing a potential lawsuit involving false flagging and deplatforming other YouTube channels, as well as for doxing and harassment. That's very interesting. I did not know that. I will look into that. I had no idea. Who is suing him? I know nothing about that. I just read these comments live, so I wasn't expecting that one, and I can't really add anything to that. But
oh shit, dude! That's funny. Somebody put it out in the Candace comments. So yeah, so like 2 million people. I know the language the person used was pretty funny, but guys, you can't, like, that's what it was. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, some stories about Jeremy Hambley, aka the Quartering sex life, came out about some cuck behavior, that maybe he's doing some weird sexual shit with his girlfriend, or maybe he's a little Benny Johnson, and he didn't like that. And then he started fake, copy claiming and fake striking YouTube channels to try and get channels removed. And that is a huge no-no, guys. You cannot fake if you try to fake strike people to get their channels removed, it's a huge problem. Okay? There's big legal consequences against that. Which there need to be, because you get attacked all the time online. Okay? Dude, that's so funny, right? That's so funny that they're all connected, but I guess everybody's turning on him. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Which is good. He deserves to be turned on, right? Because he's been permanently banned from the Renaissance Fair, okay, because of his thing. And then, of course, he posted, I regret nothing, right? Because this guy is a scumbag. And all of his friends are fucking scumbags, right? So I don't really know what the story is, but here's a sample of him from a week ago.
If you're in the chat worried about where Melonie Mac is, stop being such a fucking loser, You guys know she's married and she's on her honeymoon. So if you're trying to get a response by being a degenerate piece of shit, know that she's my friend, and it's not going to work. I suppose it worked by getting me to say that.
Dude, this guy is such a scumbag.
I'm super pumped that we got that good pull on Pokemon, because the Pokemon...
Dude, he's 40 years old, and he's doing Pokemon card openings. Seriously, this kid, check the guy's hard drive.
Openings have been brutal.
No.
There's also this weird Jeremy's friends with a girl, so he's definitely trying to sleep with her thing. That has being perpetrated by only people who have never been allowed around girls. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm friends with a lot of girls, and you're allowed to watch football with them and be married and not be trying to sleep with them. You guys all know I'm a boob guy anyway. It's a totally weird fan fiction.
Dude, you see that though? Do you see so he was creeping on Melonie Mac, okay, as he creeps on all women because he's fucking weird. But then when it comes back on him, he's oh, I'm a boob guy. He's basically saying, oh, her boobs aren't big enough. There's no way I would be creeping on her. Dude, that's the Donald Trump defense. That's what these grapey people do, okay? They do that. They're when they're grapey, they're oh, no, you're not attractive enough for me to be grapey. Dude, these people are fucking just creepers, okay? Let me find the other clip, though, and then we're moving on. Because there was one clip about him just being fucking weird, okay? Where, Vance has been going at this guy for years, okay? And because here he is. This is from last summer, okay? Jeremy Hambley, aka the Quartering, ran a tech YouTube channel where he gave pedos advice on how to avoid getting caught with 𝗙cie on their computers. And as soon as it was exposed, he deleted the channel. Okay, so this is a guy who was telling people how to hide 𝗙cie, okay?
It's more of a public service announcement than anything else. At the office this week, we had a situation where one of the techs came across some pictures on a customer's computer that were of the child pornography variety. I
Dude.
don't really know there's any tack way to put that.
Right?
But the customer was reported and subsequently arrested, I believe.
So he like made videos about how to hide that shit, bro. Like, yo, dude, this is the guy who canceled me, right? Dude, fuck him, bro, right? Like, fuck this guy. This guy, this Jeremy Hambley guy right here, so toxic, dude.
We're here on yet another Wednesday. We've got some interesting stories, including one from Gavin 𝗙SCEM, which is very, very spicy.
Oh, Gavin
Probably
𝗙SCEM.
one that is
that's original.
only suitable for Rumble. By the way, I'm streaming exclusively to Rumble.
Yeah, he's on Rumble now because he has nothing left, dude.
Now and nowhere else. I don't know if that's going to change, but my plan right now is to try to put everyone in one spot.
Dude, he's moving to Rumble because he's in legal complications. Dude, what a shitter, bro. Dude, you know, what's great is I just love it because here we are literally almost to the day, 5 years after this guy and his shitty fan base tried to cancel me. And guess what, Hambley? I'm here. We're succeeding. We have a great community, and your fucking broke ass is on Rumble, you know, with all your shit coming under fire for you being a fucking pedo scumbag. So I'm going to take that as a victory, all right? We are, dude. Dude, big victory. Dude, what scumbaggery with these guys. Oh, man, dude. The cuckening, dude. The crackening, the rumbling. Dude, and what he says, though, he's like, I moved to Rumble to bring everybody together.
Right now is to try to put everyone in one spot.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't made any announcements like in standalone videos yet because I'm not sure what the new time slot's going to look like.
Oh,
but,
yeah. I haven't made any announcements because I'm not sure if I'm going to be sued into oblivion. Dude, karma does prevail, dude. Look at him, though, dude. What a scumbag, boss. Oh, my God, dude. That is just desserts, dude. Yeah, Rumble. Dude, when you hit Rumble, you know you're done, boss. Right? You know you're done. That is beautiful, though. It is beautiful. All right, again, guys, we're not going to obsess about him. I will read the shit about Eliza, though, because that's interesting. But like I said, you know, this was my tweet earlier today. I'm not up to speed yet on what he did, but that motherfucker sent his goons to cancel me back in 2021 when I was a gamer. So I am all in. If he's finally getting his due, he is a MAGA piece of shit. Dude, he would be an excellent crackhead, bro. That's that crackhead or, you know, probably essayed. You know, I'm sure there are some women that have felt uncomfortable. There have been some covered drinks in the vicinity of him. And yeah, so Rumble is a platform made by some right wingers that are, you know, loosely connected to Blackstone, which is, you know, the VC buying all the houses. It's a right wing YouTube, right? That is platforms like people like Andrew Tate. Okay, everybody who gets banned on YouTube and Twitch and other streaming platforms can go to Rumble. It's like Kick, right? But it is mostly focused on right-wing politics. And they built it when these anti-LGBTQ racist, like anti-women content creators were all getting banned. The 𝗙SCEPs and the Nick Fuentes of the world, like all stream on there. Nick Fuentes streams on Rumble. Okay, 𝗙SCEPh streams on Rumble. Andrew Tate streams on Rumble. I do have a Rumble page, guys. I admit, okay, when I have one, hold on, because when I got banned on Twitch, I did stream on there once. Let me see here. Let me see. right? Like, oh, dude, here's Rumble. Look at this. This is somebody who made some shit about me 3 years ago. But let me see if I think I have a political punk channel on Rumble. I do. There we are. Rumble, political punk. I streamed. I don't know if I streamed on there once or what, but I was banned at some point. And so before I streamed on YouTube, I do have a Rumble account. And I also have a Kick account. I do have a Kick that I believe, I don't know if it's a political punk. But, oh shit. Dude, no, we want to, dude, I don't want to go on Kick on YouTube, but, or maybe the Kick is acting like Tommy. I have all of them. Yeah, they're all they're just right-wing shit platforms, basically. But yeah, Rumble is a safe haven for pedo MAGA shitters that get banned everywhere else, right? It's pretty trashy, guys. Okay? But so anyway, full circle, baby. Oh shit, dude. Let me see here. Yeah, somebody told me about this today. Yeah, this guy though, dude, I think it's great watching him get slammed. Let him go, boss. Let him go. All right. All right. Good night. Rumble is owned by, of course, Rumble's connected to Peter Thiel, dude. Dude, they are right. Dude, they're all of these guys, man, are fucking so crazy. Right? It's 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, okay? And it was it was Black Rock, not Blackstone. My bad. Right? And then Dan Bongino is a board member, okay? It was created for right-wing shitters. Okay, in 2013 they created it, and it is right. It like Devin Nunes, right? Fucking Dinesh, Bongino, Hannity, Jim Jordan, right? Trump joined Rumble in 2020, dude, right? Oh man, isn't that crazy? It's fucked up, dude. It's all tied up with Trump and Peter Thiel and these guys. Scumbags, bro. Scumbags. But they, you know, they're pretty scummy. But yeah, fuck these guys. All right, moving on. Let's go. Let's look at fucking Trump. Let's look at a little bit of Trump. Dude, Trump looks like shit, boss. Did you guys see Trump? Dude, Trump is like, dude, he's croaking, dude. He is. All right. Can I just show you? Can we just look at Trump, dude? All right. He's attacking, right? The reporters.
That's good. You got a good looking crew back there, fellas, huh? Yep. Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, you are here against the backdrop.
Oh, wait, that was from a couple days ago. Okay. But yeah, look at his fucking hand, guys. Look at that shit. Dude, he's necrotic. Yeah, man. This is like some leprosy kind of shit. going on with the Trumpster. I don't understand how he's not like pine boxed already. I mean, I imagine that they are pumping him full of shit at this point. Like they are pumping him, you know, he's receiving a lot of medical treatments and this is his hand. You can even see it from a distance. It's all swollen. Dude, he does not look good. He's like rotting from the inside out. Okay. And let's go and look. Obviously, he's in China. Now, the China shit is really it's really bothersome because of like the coalition. Like all his family members are there. You know, Ivanka has like 100 trademarks in China. Okay, Elon Musk obviously made a vast amount of his fortune having factories in China. These guys have been deeply connected to China for a long time. And ever since Trump became president, his family has been raking in the cash over in China. And while simultaneously they were all making up shit about Hunter Biden, you know, like honestly, they were trying to shred Hunter Biden for years and, you know, about everything or Joe Biden's brother. But these guys are so corrupt. And I mean, look at this shit. He's talking about the kids. So this was pretty weird. Okay, if you look at like what happened with Trump is they had a contingent of children meet Donald Trump, which is fucking weird. Okay, you know what I'm saying? They're like some weird ass shit, guys. Okay, there's some weird shit, man. With fucking, you know, like, dude, he's not beating the allegations. Okay. Right? Keep this guy away from kids, man. I'm like, dude, that seems pretty dangerous, actually. And Trump is still talking about the kids.
Well, President Xi, I want to thank you very much. First of all, that was an honor like few have ever seen before. And I think I was particularly impressed by those children. They were happy. They were beautiful. The military is obvious. It couldn't be better, but those children were amazing and they represent so much. And I know they represent so much to you.
Dude, the children were happy. They're beautiful. Like, dude, Trump is like, you know, like, are we going to be filming in a hotel room later like Putin did? Right? Oh, I love those kids. Are we going to be making movies at the hotel like Putin did and like Netanyahu does, like Bibi does? Oh, come here, Chi, come here. Dude, healthy, supple children. Dude, that shit is weird, bro. Okay? That shit is fucking weird, boss. And look at the U.S. delegation, man. Look at these people. We got Hegseth, Rubio, Besant. Dude, who is the guy next to Trump? Like, who is that guy? Like, who is this guy, dude? Dude, who is this dude? Who is that? I don't even recognize this guy. But, I mean, he is... Dude, this guy is like 𝗙𝗍𝗍 from fucking... from Devil Wears Prada. Look at him, dude. That is totally 𝗙𝗍𝗍. That is like Benny Johnson in 30 years, boss. Do we know who this guy is? I don't even know who this guy is, boss. 𝗏𝗍 Gang. Dude, I love 𝗙𝗍𝗍. He plays the greatest gay men on television. Dude, so good. Oh, from Boeing? That could be, man. I mean, this is like a huge... like Trump family and military industrial complex, right? Look at his hand though, guys. Okay, look at Trump's hand like all the way from here, bro. Look at that. Dude, it is like, dude, he is croaking, okay? He is croaking, dude. Yeah, I mean, that's a former senator from Georgia? All right, let's see who it is. Oh, yeah, it's David Perdue. All right. There he is. David Perdue. Right? And he's the ambassador to China. He was a Georgia senator during Trump's first term. Okay? And he ran for governor. And what was he? He was, he joined Pillowtex. So he's some textile company. He was the CEO of Dollar General. Of course he was, dude. Dude, what a shitter, bro. Dude, I'm telling you right now, guys, Dollar General, I fucking hate those stores. Okay? It's like Walmart times on steroids. And why do I hate Dollar General? Because, guys, they are like billionaire, like manipulation stores. Okay? Because number one, they make shit for cheap because they outsourced all the manufacturing to China. Okay? So they're looting with the cheap labor costs. But number two is they allow like states to keep the minimum wage at $7.25. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like what they are is they sell cheap, breakable shit for very cheap in states that pay people like way low money. Okay? That's what they do. Okay? They keep the wages low so the workers are exploited. They're stuck on public benefits. Then they attack the public benefit usage in Congress. And meanwhile, all people can do is go and buy cheap shit at a Dollar General, right? You know, but you have states like California and Oregon that raised minimum wage early. You know, you like increase the wage for fast food workers and shit. But Dollar General, they want to keep wages as low as fucking possible. $7.25 minimum wage, and they fucking flourish in all of those states that are dog shit. And of course, he was linked to an insider trading scandal, right? You know what I'm saying? Of course he was. Yeah, Ossoff kicked his ass, right? Dude, yeah, those like cheap shit is like companies that sell shit cheap are the enemy of, you know, of the people. They're like, oh yeah, we provide you shit cheap, but it's because we're trying to suppress the pay of the labor market. And yeah, when you get into certain areas where minimum wage is $7.25, and again, guys, let me just tell you, with like minimum wage, so the thing about minimum wage is nobody pays minimum, okay? There aren't really jobs for $7.25 an hour, or if there are hardly any. But when you have minimum wage at $7.25, that allows companies to pay $10 an hour and make it seem like it's good, right? If you're making $10 an hour, dude, I'm making almost double minimum wage, right? But you're not. You're making dog shit and you're having to get food stamps because you can't afford to survive. But the minimum wage is about selling it, you know, cheap jobs as though they're better than minimum wage, right? So then at a $10, $11 job is way better than minimum, but it's still, you're not making it, you know? And so these guys are all fucking scumbags, boss. Right? But dude, look at Trump though, dude. You can see his hand from miles away. Now, I know that Kyle Kulinski was talking about Trump earlier today, as he should be, okay? Right? Because he was, you know, this clip right here, right, is obviously Trump is way in decline, guys. I mean, his hand, his brain is rotten. Dude, he is fucking zonked.
It's not looking good, dog. I'm just telling you, it is not looking good. People need to wake up to what we're looking at here. This could be the biggest scandal in American political history, certainly in modern American political history. The fact that, and by the way, when he takes, how many times, what has he taken? 3 or 4 times in 3 or 4 years, maybe even more than that. He's taken this test that he brags about, where he goes out there and he
Cognitive.
says, like, I took this IQ test and I aced it. I got every question right. And then you go look at it, and he literally says, oh, in this test, it's like, it'll show a giraffe, and it goes, what's this? And I said, it's a giraffe.
Dude, yeah. Like, if you're taking what animal is this test, you know, something's going on, right? I mean, that's not really, like, you don't have to take those tests every year, guys, unless you're sundowning, like, pretty hard, okay? I'm serious. You know, like, the fact that you're taking the giraffe test and shit.
And, like, what you don't realize is you're bragging not about taking some sort of IQ test or aptitude test. You're bragging about, like, the dementia test. You're bragging about, like, I passed the dementia test. They keep giving it to me all the time.
Yeah, that's literally that's literally like he's like unable to comprehend reality kind of shit, dude.
It's like, okay, well, they only would do that if there are very real serious concerns that you have dementia. So he's telling on himself when he says that. So I'm telling you, bro, it's rough. We're in a rough situation, and you need to impeach this man. You need to remove him. You need to indict all of the Trump regime criminals who are clearly engaged in one of the biggest cover-ups of all time of a man who's dealing with serious cognitive decline, way worse than Joe Biden. And very few people are talking about it. Very few people are acting on it, and we're just witnessing the Titanic hit the iceberg on a daily basis.
Yeah, and guys, simultaneously, you know what's going on? Simultaneously, we have this shit going on. Okay, talk about the most corrupt thing I have ever seen in the history, guys. Okay, right here. Look at this shit, dude. Look at this. This was in the New York Times today, guys. Breaking news. The Justice Department is said to be considering settling a lawsuit President Trump filed against the IRS over the release of his tax returns. So let me break this down for you guys. So Donald Trump promises the release of his tax returns, and then he lies, and he never does it. And then all this rigmarole, eventually some penny ante shit releases a couple of years. Somebody leaks it at the IRS. Probably Trump himself, okay, like released that shit. So now Trump files a $10 billion lawsuit, a bullshit bogus lawsuit, against the government he is working in, against the IRS in his administration. He files a $10 billion lawsuit against his own government. And then the DOJ says, well, I think we're going to settle. Instead of going to court with this, I think we're just going to settle out of court. But the DOJ is run by Trump's personal lawyer. So Trump's personal lawyer is going to settle a lawsuit out of court, a $10 billion lawsuit for what? $1 billion? A big money savings of $1 billion? He's just looting the Justice Department. Like, guys, if we allow this, this will be the most corrupt. This is the most corrupt thing I have ever seen in the history of American government, where a guy promises to release his tax returns like every president, doesn't do it, then somebody leaks it, maybe him, years later, then he becomes president again, files a lawsuit against his own government, then he installs his personal lawyer as the acting head of the DOJ, who's now going to settle that lawsuit out of court. And just fucking, dude, what are we doing? Right? Like, literally, somebody tweeted earlier today, and they're like, I think it was John Collins, who said there's no coming back from this, right? I'm pretty sure it was John Collins who tweeted that today, guys, where he tweeted it and was like, where is it? Right here. Yeah. There will be no coming back from this. Like, seriously. Like, this is like, if we allow this, this is like Vladimir Putin. This is, Maduro. This is, you take any one of these guys, Mussolini, you take any dictator, corrupt motherfucker at the highest level of corrupt motherfuckers. And this is it, guys. I'm like, dude, there's no way, bro. There is no way. I'm like, yo, dude, what are we even doing, man? I have never seen anything that corrupt, guys. The level of corruption there is, it's insane, bro. Right? Yeah. Like, straight fucking looting, dude. Straight ass looting, guys. Isn't that wild? And yeah, I'm sure there would be some other language in there of like no audits of the Trump family for whatever. You know, there can be no future audits of the Trump family. I mean, some crazy shit, bro. Right? And I mean, dude, the children. Dude. What the fuck, bro? Dude, she's like, yeah, since the Epstein files came out, I heard you like children. You want some children? Yeah, hey, look, I brought you the children, Donnie. We're gonna... Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude! Like, dude, yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real, guys. It's real. The children there really love... No, it is like the pedo king, right? Is he trolling Trump? Like, is that what it is? Like, hey, I hear you like children. Like, you know, Epstein, is he trolling the pedo king? Like, that is creepy shit, bro. There's just so weird, boss. Dude, what the fuck is this, dude? And they're screaming for like a minute, dude. Yeah, dude, Trump is fucked up, boss. You can see his hand from a mile away. He's not well. And Elon is there. These guys are like, who knows how they're selling us out? You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good, boss. All right. You want to see the quote of the day, though, dude? You ready? The quote of the day here, boss.
Could I respond quickly on one thing? The Lazard analysis that suggests that this is the cheapest form of energy, all of these projects you're describing in Nevada have one thing in common. When the sun goes down, they produce zero electricity. And this nation over-rotated towards intermittent forms of energy. And the idea that we could add intermittent and shut down baseload is what put our grid at deep risk. And the idea that it's the cheapest.
So dumb.
If you want to add intermittent, you have to keep everything else. And so we have to have a discussion about the total cost of grid, not the cost of the incremental, because it's true on an incremental basis. You may have an incremental source, but it doesn't work.
Watch the response.
The whole machine doesn't work when the sun goes down. And there's examples from around the world of this happening. And so it's cherry picking an analysis that doesn't look. We're looking at reliable, affordable, and secure. And I would encourage everybody here to get in a skiff and to understand that most of these components, very few of these components for the solar industry are coming from the U.S. They're coming from China, and just like we had with Huawei equipment, there's modifications on those that would allow foreign governments to interfere with our grid. And I just want to have a rational discussion with everybody. This is not an ideological thing. It's about reliable, affordable, and secure. Those three things.
I'm all for rational conversation about it. I'll just say we are not shutting down baseload energy to build solar. And I will contend we have battery storage as well. So
we're going to move on to the next question. The
Mr. Chairman, I request unanimous consent to enter into the record this amazing new technology that apparently the Secretary is unaware of. It's a battery. China's figured it out. That's why they're cleaning our clock on clean energy, but I want to add that into the record.
Yeah. Dude, this amazing new technology. Yeah, no shit, dude. You solar all day, and then you got a battery that provides energy all night. And then the next day, that big orange thing shows up in the sky. Not Trump, but the other orange thing called the sun. And then you have solar all day, and then at night, you got that battery again. It's like that battery is like, man, it's that thing that like makes my fucking mouse work and that your electric car works. My hybrid, my hybrid sports car goes real fast when there's no fucking, when there's no sun because of a thing called the battery. Dude, they're like, come on, bro. Oh shit. Oh, the sun goes down. No more. Oh, the sun went down. No more electricity. Dude. Jesus. They're so stupid. Slow down. You're writing it down. I know the battery. It's hard to remember. Dude, these guys, like, what are we doing, man? This is the Trump cabinet. But make no bones about it, though, guys, that when you have somebody like Burgum, these guys, they don't want solar and they don't want, wind. They don't want these new things because they're already in the energy, the existing system. Okay. They are in the existing coal and oil and petroleum. And so they want to soak those. Okay. That's it. They don't want to move. They want to suck all the shit out of the planet because they know that they're going to be dead before this, before the check comes due. Because that's it, guys. Like, it's like somebody else will pay the tab. Okay. They're all at the bar drinking on the fucking, all of our tab. And then they're all going to leave the bar when they exit the planet. And we're going to be left, picking up the tab. Yeah, we don't need the fossil fuels, right? Fucking idiots, bro, right? They're idiots. Fucking jackholes, okay? Now, there was something else that I do want to talk about because I did see something today that I do want to just brush on it because it's just a miniature thing, but it was about the Joe Biden hot mic, okay? And it was this thing right here, okay, where so 𝗏𝗏𝗍 has rightly called out Trump for a continuous behavior of like calling reporters stupid. That's a stupid question. You're a stupid reporter. He called Rachel Scott a bitch, right? Quiet piggy, just a constant attack, harangue on anyone who tries to hold him accountable. And he calls them names and shit. And 𝗏𝗏𝗍 said, when did we normalize this? When did it become okay for a president to tell a female reporter, dumb person, right? And now this is a thing that just happens, okay? And people cheer this shit on, okay? They cheer this shit on, the president doing this shit, okay? Now, this guy pulled up the Joe Biden clip.
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
All right, so this is the clip where the reporter, Peter 𝗙cie, right, on his way out, 𝗙cie asked Biden, do you think inflation is a political asset? And Joe Biden said, more inflation. Yeah, right? It's like, what a stupid son of a bitch. But, like, first off, Joe Biden is like, he wasn't responding to the cameras. It was a hot mic, okay? He was literally saying, yeah, more inflation. Great asset. What a stupid son of a bitch. So, yeah, he was commenting about Peter 𝗙cie's stupid question because, of course, more inflation is a political liability. Of course it is. But, like, guys, this was Joe Biden commenting on his own to himself about how he felt about Peter 𝗙cie's stupid-ass question. And it was on a hot mic. And it was once, okay? Joe Biden didn't do that anytime he got called out. When he got called out about hard questions, he took the heat and stood there and responded to the questions. you know, when he wasn't sundowning, okay? I mean, Joe Biden had his issues. I'm not going to defend Biden. He was sundowning. Some days he couldn't find his way out of the room, right? And he crashed in the debate. And then we removed him, okay? And we ran somebody else that wasn't suffering like that after the debate. But the fact that they try to compare one thing, okay, one thing, because I was like, dude, I was like, how many clips you got of Biden doing this, okay? And it was a hot mic. Biden didn't walk around every time he got asked a hard question, putting down women reporters. Now, guys, another thing that I want to point out is Trump does this to women, okay? Trump does this to women, okay? He does. He does it to women. It is specifically, okay? Let me show you. What did he say to me? What did he say to her? All right. Let me see. Let me find the clip, dude. Who was it? Hold on. Give me 1 sec. Dude, I'm trying to think of the reporter. This was way back in his first term. I'm going to find the clip. Hold on. Okay, this was 2018, guys. Right here.
Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
She's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
You see that? That was the clip, dude, where he said she's shocked that I picked her. She's shocked. And she said, I'm not. Thank you, Mr. President. And he thought she said, I'm not thinking. And he says, I know you're not thinking. You never do. And she's like, excuse me? Right? But like, just, this was a fucking big one. Okay? I don't know who the reporter is. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗽𝗀. That's who it is. Okay? Watch that again. All right, he's just...
Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
She's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
In a tweet this weekend.
You see that, though? She's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, go ahead. And then he looks down like, what a fucking scum, bro. Like, and I mean, guys, he's a grapist. He's an Epstein grapist. He is a woman abuser. He dragged his wife Ivana around by the hair. He cheated on all his wives and emotionally abused them. He is an abuser of women 100%. So he's always been doing this. He was doing this back in 2018 before Joe Biden was even president, specifically attacking women. And now he's just calling him a bitch right out in the open and dogging them in every fucking, professional milieu. Okay? He is scum. And what's fucked up about it is like we've allowed it. And what's crazy, if you want a homework assignment, because I'm not going to go into it now, right? But if you want a homework assignment, go back and watch the debates of Trump and Hillary, okay, back in 2016, after the Access Hollywood tape, after the grab him by the pussy. You will see that Trump would like be so disrespectful to Hillary. He would talk down to her. He would make snide comments to her. He would interrupt her in a way that was totally abusive guy. And then he would like gaslight something where he'd say something rotten. And if she called him out on it, he would just sort of pretend like he didn't. Because that's the thing, like the guy who does that manipulative shit, like he says this nasty shit. And when she says, I'm sorry, then he's just, oh, go ahead. He just like slides by it. Okay. And yeah, he was creeping on her. He was like physically at town halls. He would like stand over her and shit. Just really grapey, creepy behavior, like from the get-go from this guy. All right. Always. It's always been his way, dude. That's just always been his way. But all right. So yeah, being intimidated, being a gaslighter and shit. But we did go a little over time, all right? New time slot. I know those of you who got in here late, we are starting now at 9 p.m. PST on the dot. So we are, we've moved to a new time slot. We're going to be there for the next available little bit, and we'll see what happens. But there is some other shit that I did want to cover that we ran out of time with because we covered some other stuff. We're going to look at JD Vance tomorrow with the clavicular shit and some Spencer Pratt stuff, which I'm sure is we're going to have a lot of that. But yeah, dude, I don't know if this happened. I will preface this, but like I saw this flyer right here, dude. Look at this shit, dude. Right? Clavicular, JD Vance, Jake Paul. Like, really? No, dude. This is the kid who OD'd like 2 weeks ago or whatever. And he had previously talked shit about JD Vance. And now supposedly they're like having a stream together. Like, what? Are you shitting me? Right? But guys, this gets weird. Okay? You know why? Because let me just show you. You had Clavicular. I'm gonna cover this real fast. We're gonna throw this in there. So you had this, right? Which was fucking, months ago, where he goes on the Michael Knowles show.
Yeah, but I mean, like this next election cycle, who's gonna win? It's gonna be Gavin Newsom against JD Vance because JD Vance is subhuman and Gavin Newsom mugs.
JD Vance is subhuman?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
He's got a very short total facial width to height ratio. He's obese, very recessed side profile, whereas Newsom is like 6'3" Chad.
So JD's very tall. JD's got to be.
Well, still,
6'2", 6'3".
Dude, first off, why they're asking Clavicular about like who's going to win presidency is pretty ridiculous. But this guy is like a big influencer, like Aiden Ross. This guy can influence the minds of young white men who normally don't vote. But so back in December, this guy was like, Gavin Newsom mogs, JD Vance is a swollen piece of shit.
Gavin Newsom obviously mogs him to death.
So you're a Newsom head. You prefer Newsom to the vice president.
I'm just telling you who's going to win.
Do you prefer him though?
Honestly, it's hard to say, but Newsom being that much more of a mogger and like having a president who's like fat and especially that young.
You think I don't think he's fat.
I would say
he's a bigger guy for sure.
He's just like, it's just embarrassing. Like, how are you fat and you expect to like lead a country? You can't even be in shape. You know?
Dude, this guy, by the way, OD'd like a couple weeks ago. Dude, these guys are idiots. Okay? Like, fucking idiots, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just jackholes.
Like let's say you got a vote. It's 2028.
I'm voting for Gavin Newsom.
You're voting for Gavin Newsom.
You can't be that subhuman.
So Hold on. You got all right. Well, this actually is of a thread with the whole conversation because you look at these two candidates. You have Gavin Newsom, worst governor in the country. I think we would all agree, destroyed his state, let its main city burn to the ground because of his incompetence, is a personal, complete derelict, liar, degenerate. But he is good looking. I'll grant you that he's good looking. He kind of looks like Patrick Bateman.
Dude, Michael Knowles has a little bit of crush, Gavin. Oh, he wants to Benny Johnson the Gavy Gavs.
American Psycho. And then you have this vice president to President Trump, the transformative right-wing president in our lifetimes, who
transformative. Yeah, he transformed us into a war and a tariff to like piss poor, bankrupt fucking nation, dude. Morally bankrupt, financially bankrupt. Dude, I think Knowles caught some feelings for Gavin Newsom, dude. Dude, right? Are you getting that vibe? I'm actually feeling like Knowles caught some feelings, boss.
You support Trump or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got this vice president handpicked by Trump, who is extremely intelligent, very right wing.
Very right-wing.
I think he's a pretty good looking guy. I don't know. Maybe I guess you disagree.
No, he's not.
But he's all these
J.D.
things, checks all these
Vance
boxes,
is
have all
ugly.
these great policies.
And he's a couch fucker.
And regardless, you're going to pick the pro-mass migrant, pro-trans, pro-murder the babies, pro-burn the cities to the ground, pro-BLM Democrat.
Pro-burn the cities to the ground. Dude, these guys are so dumb. But again, somebody like Clavicular is unaffected. Whether Vance wins or Gavin Newsom wins, about the only thing that's going to affect Clavicular is how big his tax cut is. That's it.
Because he's skinnier than the conservative vice president.
100 times over.
All right. But anyway, guys, so that was Clavicular back in December. Okay. Then today he posts this: Clavicular, JD Vance, Jake Paul. Okay. Now, I don't know if this stream actually took place. Okay. But I saw that. Right? I saw that. And I don't know if JD Vance went on there. Okay. If he went on the show, I know he posted it saying he was going to be live with Vance and Jake Paul. And right. And now I don't think it is real. I don't think I've seen it, but he did talk about JD Vance.
All right. Gavin Newsom stream. My grandma texted me today. She's like, stop making fun of JD Vance. And I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, it's so bad. So bad. I'm not going to do that. He's
Okay, so then he's saying, oh, my grandma. So now, okay, I don't think JD Vance, like, I don't think this stream went off, okay? Right? There's no clips, so I'm pretty sure that was a troll, okay? But here's where it gets weird, okay? Because he has now...
Did an interview with Michael Knowles, and you call JD Vance subhuman and Sydney Sweeney malformed.
Mm-hmm.
What does subhuman mean?
It's just a term that we use on the LooksMax forums. Like, you're actually calling the person lesser than a human. It's just calling them ugly. Really. So
you think JD Vance is ugly?
Yeah, I mean, but he ascended recently. I think this was obviously influenced by my comments. So it actually winds up benefiting people sometimes to hear maybe a harsh truth, even if they don't like it at first. So maybe, when he first came across that interview, it was something that, made him rage a little bit, made him mauled.
Dude, this guy is slow, dude.
He lean max, so he's got a lot better chance of becoming the next president.
So basically, Clavicular is saying that JD Vance getting skinny recently is because he said shit about him, right? He's like saying, yeah, I called him like overweight and now he's thinning down because of me. I saved the president. But so guys, what's weird is he appears to be doing a flip now. And again, I don't think this stream took place, okay? But I don't know if it's going to, okay? Like, he implied that they were going to be on it, but I think Vance is gone right now. Vance would not be available. But I think, though, they're like, is this going to happen? Is this going to be like JD Vance is going to start going on Clavicular's podcast? I mean, we may see this because they know they need to mobilize the white men, or as 𝗙𝗪𝗏 would say, the light-skinned men, right? Oh, we got to get the light-skinned guys, right? So is this a thing? Are they going to start trying to appeal to the young white men, trying to radicalize them through like Clavicular? Now, where it gets weird, guys, was this shit. Okay, this is where it gets weird. Hold on, let's watch the Nick Fuentes clip, and then I'm going to show you something.
Club was blazing Vance. Do you think he made a deal with Deal to get that club? It's really blackpilling.
I don't think he made a deal, but that is sus. He says, oh, Vance looks smacks and he looks quite good now. It's like, no, he doesn't, bro. No. I feel like Matthew McConaughey. Verf, no. Like,
all right, so I'm going to skip that, whatever that clip is, dude. I need to get the...
It's very hard to watch. I love Clav, that's my guy. It's my homie, but yeah, it's hard to watch, man. He's clearly going in a different direction. Look, obviously that's not his opinion. Like, he is saying that for some reason. It's who knows why. That's someone else telling him to say that, it seems. And it's sad. So yeah, I feel like Interstellar right now. Murph! I'm like banging on the thing. I'm adjusting the watch. I'm adjusting the watch with the thing. Yeah. Hate to see it, but well, you know, he always said he's not political. It is what it is. But yeah.
But now, so what I thought was weird about this, though, guys, was this. Okay, I think I bookmarked it, right? But then there was this clip, dude. Where is it? So this guy's like ODing and shit. And now supposedly Vance is going to be on there. But like now there's this, okay? Where this guy did this video, okay? Where some YouTuber named John Bravo, okay? I don't know who John Bravo is. All right, this guy, have you guys heard of John Bravo? I have no idea who this guy is. But anyway, John Bravo does a video where he shows Clavicular like knowing some dudes, like being real close to some dudes that are connected to the Israeli mob. Okay? Right? Johnny Bravo. So this is weird, okay? Because we know that Peter Thiel and Elon and Trump and JD Vance are all like deeply Zionist funded, Heritage Foundation, the Rapture. You know what I'm saying? These converted Catholics and shit are all deeply Zionist people. Okay. So this John Bravo guy is like made this video where Clavicular goes to this club and he's hanging out with these guys that are connected to the Israeli mob. And they're like, why is Clavicular like real close with dudes that are connected to Israeli mobsters? And why, after Clavicular is hanging out with these guys, is he all of a sudden having a change of heart about JD Vance? Which is like, you know, I mean, it's intriguing, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like this guy right here, yeah, this shit is pretty wacky.
Like he's his fucking hero.
Dude, this guy's voice is so funny, bro.
What kind of shit is that?
What's up, brother? How you doing? Can I sit with you for a second? Hey, Ollie, you're a nice guy.
Think Ben is trying to do the same thing to Clav and fall in love with
The
him.
same
Look how
thing
they're
to
looking at each
Clav.
other.
Oh. Dude, I don't know how these guys fucking, like, I don't know who watches these idiots. Right? But you know what I'm saying? This shit is intriguing, guys.
So it turns out I did some digging. And Bend Over Ben and Dylan were invited to that Club Bacaro that night because they're friends with 𝗙𝗚𝗡𝗍𝗏, fitting, right? They're friends with the Israeli mobsters.
Right? So there you go. So, dude, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to jump on that everything is a fucking, you know, whatever Zionist, you know, like bandwagon. But there's some weird shit going on, guys. Okay? There is weird shit that you have guys connected to fucking mobsters that are connected to, you know, then all of a sudden Clavicular is like, you know, oh, I'm going to hang out with JD Vance and shit. And dude, you know, with this Epstein shit hanging out, there's some shit going on, boss, that fucking stinks to fucking high heaven, my brothers and sisters and everything in between. This shit is weird, man. I mean, you know, and you know, reflecting it back to our very first thing, guys, okay? Reflecting it back to our very first thing we talked about tonight, which was Marjorie Taylor Greene calling out Benny Johnson for being a lying scumbag and being paid by Israel and Russia to like, right? And then, you know, her and Tucker Carlson are branching off. And so now there's this Zionist Trump gang that's being funded, and there's the anti-Semitic and anti-Zionist America First gang, and they're warring inside the MAGA party. But like, dude, there's definitely some Zionist evangelical shit going on in America. Okay? The evangelicals in America that are trying to put the Bible in our schools and trying to create some type of like indigent social class where you end up in a work camp and you either accept the Bible or go to the work camp. Those motherfuckers, those Manhattan Institute, those Heritage Foundation guys that made up the eating the pets and they're making up all this shit, they are Zionists, okay? The Heritage Foundation guys and Chris Rufo, they are Zionists. And guys, they're still doing shit. They're trying to destroy Gavin Newsom. There was another thing today from Chris Rufo. Look at this, dude. Right here. Chris Rufo. Okay, this is the guy who made up the CRT shit. This is the guy who made up the anti-DEI stuff and who socially engineered the woke, anti-woke campaigns and they're eating the pets, okay? He is a Manhattan Institute senior fellow who lied about being in Harvard, okay? He lied about going to Harvard. He went to Harvard Extension, and he is this guy, okay, right here. Fucking smarmy motherfucker, okay? And yes, he has blocked me, okay? He long blocked me. But so this guy today released a thing that says exclusive. California spent nearly $189 million to give every state prisoner a free iPad. We interviewed a dozen death row inmates who told us prisoners are using them to watch porn, engage in X-rated chats, groom minors on the outside, right? This is a hit piece against Gavin Newsom and his potential presidential campaign. But guys, those iPads have no internet connectivity, okay? There is an iPad program in prisons. And they are using prisons, but those things are not getting on the they're not getting on the internet. There's no connecting with the outside world. They have some death row inmates that are now saying, yeah, we're grooming minors, right? Their exclusive story. Dude, more propaganda, boss. And now they're trying to add this to the Spencer Pratt shit, trying to get Spencer Pratt installed. We're going to talk about him tomorrow. I have never seen, guys, I have never seen a campaign like the Spencer Pratt thing. Like, as far as you get into his replies and you get instantly ratioed. And we are going to talk about this guy in the coming days. I'm going to try and find an example. But let me find him, okay? Because he blocked me today, dude. Okay, so here he is, okay? So this guy, he blocked me for calling him out. But so look at this, dude. I fucking talked about his, like, Zionist connections and the bots. Let me see if I can find some of my tweets at him, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But so I replied to Spencer Pratt over the last handful of days. I've been replying to tweets on his account, right? Because they're trying to sort of astroturf him. They're trying to make him seem like, oh, he's not Karen Bass. And Karen Bass is the big evil, like, whatever, communist or whatever. So they are Spencer Pratting everywhere. Okay, he's a reality TV star who's been lying about living in an Airstream trailer, but he is funded, and Elon and Peter Thiel and all of those people are funding the shit out of Spencer Pratt. But guys, can I tell you, when you get into his comments, okay, let me just find one and I'll show you. All right. Let me just find a comment here. Oh, I know how to do it. I know how I'll do it. I'll do an advanced search. Okay. So let me get to his profile. All right. And I'm going to do an advanced search. Here we go. Where, all right. So look at this. Look at this ratio, right? When I replied to Spencer Pratt, look at that. 346 replies to me replying. Okay, that's an insane amount of replies, guys. Okay, here's another one where I replied to Spencer Pratt. 881 replies. Okay, for 26,000 like views, 26,000 views and 881 replies. That is insane, guys. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Only a couple of fucking replies, but anytime you reply under Spencer Pratt or you say something negative about him, within minutes, there's hundreds of replies being like, oh, he's great, he's common sense, he's from the hills. Yeah, dude, it is insane. I have not seen astroturfing like this, guys. Oh my God. It is nuts, dude. They're in there and they're just, they attack and make fucking, you know, AI videos of you saying the F slur, right? And then there's just fucking, you know, some of them are real people, but a lot of them are fucking personal attack shit. And then you start getting death threats. Dude, I have like, they start sending you the F slur messages in your DMs. Dude, it's crazy. They call me Marxist, right? Oh, shit. Right? Dude, it is crazy, dude. Just hundreds of them. But guys, that happened within minutes. Within minutes, guys. I mean, I literally posted, right? I posted this and... right? And of course, there's me like saying the F slur, right? Is what this video is, dude. Some AI video of me saying the F slur. Dude, right? And of course, it is all F slur. I'm a Marxist, communist, fascist, socialist this week, right? But like, bro, dude, isn't that wild? Dude, but like it almost instantaneous. In like 1 minute, there were like 80 replies. It's crazy, dude. And they're trying to steal LA. They're trying to get Spencer Pratt in there to manipulate the social media to the point and uncover fake scandals and make up a bunch of lies. Because if they get Spencer Pratt in there, he is instantly going to take ICE to like raid the city. They're going to loot it. They're right. I mean, dude, he will, like, Trump will own Los Angeles if Spencer Pratt wins that election. I don't think it's going to happen. But again, guys, I didn't think Trump would ever win in 2024. Okay. But this shit is crazy, dude. Crazy. It is insane. I'm like, dude, look at the bot farms go, boss. Oh my God, dude. Right? And it's funny too, because if you look at a lot of these others are not getting a huge reply, but like, man, dude, did I get fucking shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, he is a psychopath. Dude, we'll look at him tomorrow. Dude, his policy ideas are stupid as shit, dude. No robbing. No robbing. Oh yeah, I'm going to put up a no robbing sign. Dude, they not like us? Dude, yeah, we don't like you. You got it. All right, you ready? Dude, let's go. I did not see she's fifth. All right, I did not see she's fifth. But you ready, guys? It's time, baby. It's dance party time. Dude, I love the new... We went late tonight, but we're not going to go late every night. Normally, I'm probably going to stop around midnight. But I do love you guys. It's good to be on the new time slot. It's time to dance, baby. Dude, I like Tom Steyer better than I like 𝗍𝗪𝗡𝗍. I mean, but dude, 𝗍𝗪𝗡𝗍 would be light years ahead of fucking, Hilton or Bianco. Dude, those guys are fucking terrible, bro. Right? Dude, we are living in non-reality, guys. I'm serious. All right. Oh, shit. Dude, fuck Steve Hilton, bro. Dude, Hilton, what an idiot, bro. Oh, my God. It has to be a simulation. I wish this was a simulation. I'd feel a lot better about it if it was a simulation. But all right, you ready? Thank you again, guys. New time slot. We love you. Oh, hey, oh, hey, 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 hey. Dude, I'm about to dance, Max. Like a motherfucker, dude. A little deja vu, baby. Let's get it. I will see you guys tomorrow again, 9 sharp. Let's fucking go, baby. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
They have a lot to say, but I don't know. Been here before, yeah, I do little bit holy, notion that I will make it out somehow.
Let's go! Dude, goofy as shit, boss! Woo! Wishing you could be someone else. Let's go! Thank you, guys. I do appreciate you guys. It's fun to dance it all away. You know, sometimes you gotta cut loose. Because this timeline we're living in kind of sucks ass. But we're gonna make it out. We're gonna survive this. In the meantime, guys, take care of your mental health, take care of each other, and remember to stay radiant. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better,